How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Brought to you is a special sports presentation by Parkview Sports Medicine, a winning combination with the IHSAA, and by Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket. Also brought to you by Meyer, proud supporters of youth sports. Monter Insulation, with over 40 years of quality professional installation. Walburn Financial Management, providing affordable solutions to bookkeeping and tax problems. By Midwest America Credit Union, altogether better. By Signature Style Rings, enhance the self-esteem of your student athlete. Jefferson Point, shopping with a special point of view. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Aaron Chiropractic, specializing in spinal health. By Stiefel, a firm of choice. Tom Steel Tire Service, building trust with customers for over 30 years, and with special promotional consideration by the Fort Wayne Journal-Gazette. Nobody delivers the goods each morning like the Journal-Gazette. Now let's head to the stadium and join Joe Parson with all the action.
It's another Friday Night Lights feature here on Fox. One step closer to a football state championship, or the season is over. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Parson. Joe Walburn joins us once again here tonight. And tonight, our football focus is on the Class 6A regionals pitting the Homestead Spartans against the Carmel Greyhounds. Homestead enters the 6A Elite 8 as a survivor and as an avenger. 5 straight times the Spartans had lost to Carroll, including once during this regular season. But last Friday night here, Homestead rallied from down 7-0 to the Chargers, propelled by a pair of Drew Kazide second quarter touchdown passes to take the lead, a lead they would not surrender in the final 35-26 victory. Kazide accounted for 364 all-purpose yards, Joe, passing and rushing. That was absolutely huge in that big win for Homestead that won a sectional.
Yeah, just huge with Drew Kazide, and all season long he has gotten better. I was talking to Coach Zolman before the game, and Coach Zolman feels like not only Kazide but the whole team, Joe, has gotten better. They've won 5 games in a row, and Coach Zolman felt like after the win against Lures, the whole team picked up a lot of confidence, and the team is led by Kazide. 29 touchdown passes, 8 touchdowns on the ground, and he accounts for 73% of the offense. And with the weapons outside with Skronik and Kreider, Kazide and Homestead can really attack a team, averaging over 400 yards of offense a game, Joe. So for Homestead, the offense is explosive, and that offense needs to get off to a good start tonight because that young Homestead defense is going to be challenged by a physical Carmel team.
No question about it. Meanwhile, Carmel kind of a survivor as well. They survived some uncharacteristic turnovers, and with some adjustments in the second half, the Greyhounds swept past Fishers last Friday night 28-7. Carmel's now won 7 in a row, and Joe, the Greyhounds are solid both sides of the ball, but on offense, senior quarterback Michael Victrip showed the way last Friday night, coming back from 3 interceptions suffered in the first half. He did run for 3 scores, passed for another.
Yeah, he's the heartbeat of the Carmel football team, and he is the classic run-pass option at quarterback, 6'1", but 205, and a fantastic athlete who's going to go on and play football for Air Force. But 30 touchdowns on the year, Joe, and Carmel wants to play physical football, and what they want to do is they want to get Victrip out there on the edge creating plays, and it's going to be so important tonight for that Homestead defense to make Victrip play in the pocket. Don't let him get big plays, because if he plays in the pocket, it's going to be much easier for Homestead to be able to manage him, Joe.
No question about it. Carmel against Homestead tonight, first meeting since 2006. The winner advances to the 6A Final Four. We'll be back and check in with Homestead coach Chad Zolman after a timeout. We'll take a 3-minute break, and we'll be back with more of our pregame presentation. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
I like things fast. That's why I like roller coasters, guitar solos, and race cars. That's also why I love Fios Internet from Frontier. Now with 1 year of Amazon Prime. I use blazing fast Fios internet to get instant access to Amazon Prime, movies, and TV shows. Plus, I get unlimited photo storage, music, and Kindle books. And you can't beat free 2-day shipping.
Get Fios internet from Frontier for $24.99 per month with qualifying phone service and 1-year agreements on new internet service, and get 1 year of Amazon Prime. Call 1-888-FRONTIER.
Oh yeah, life in the fast lane.
Get Fios internet for $24.99 per month with 30 megabits per second upload and download speed, and get 1 year of Amazon Prime included. Call 1-888-FRONTIER. Limited time offer for qualifying services. Taxes, fees, and other restrictions apply. 1 year of Amazon Prime service included with 1 year agreement on new internet service. A maximum $100 early termination fee applies. Subject to availability. Fios Marks owned by Verizon Trademark Services, LLC, and used under license.
Hi, this is Russ Isaacs, former head football coach and athletic director at Snyder High School. I can tell you from personal experience that next to winning a championship, nothing compares to receiving a championship ring. The ring is a culmination of high achievement and adds tremendously to a student-athlete's self-esteem.
Take it from the coach. Honor your achieving student-athlete with a championship ring from Signature Style Jewelry. Join the winner's circle. Get a free price quote and your artwork today. Call Todd Oliver at 800-273-8124, extension 3. That's 800-273-8124, extension 3. Write it down, 800-273-8124, extension 3. Or email him at todd@signaturestylegewelry.com. That's Todd at signaturestylegewelry.com. Signature Style Jewelry, the leading online retailer of championship rings, class rings, and fashion jewelry.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're an aspiring pro or a recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
You've heard the saying, it's all about the Benjamins. Nothing could be more true at Tom Steele Tire, where it's all about saving you money. For over 35 years, this family-owned business has been saving Fort Wayne drivers lots of Benjamins. Offering quality tires and ASE-certified mechanical service for your car, and that includes an oil change and tire rotation special, all for just $24.95. 2 convenient locations in Fort Wayne to serve you. Tom Steele Tire, not just a tire store, but a complete automotive center.
And now, back to the IHS AA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Well, congratulations to head coach Chad Zolman and the Homestead Spartans, a sectional championship last week, and now with a regional championship in view, in sight for this coming Friday night. And Coach, I've got to go back to last week's game because that had to be rather sweet. You'd lost in the regular season to Carroll. In fact, if I'm right about my numbers, you'd lost 5 straight times to them. Mm-hmm. So it had to be a bit of a circle date. You're down early in the ball game, but 2 passing touchdowns. The second quarter puts you ahead at halftime, and then you go on to win. Mm-hmm. What was different about last week compared to the first time, and maybe several times against Carroll?
I think it's the maturity of our team. I think we've gotten better as the season's gone along, and I really feel like the second half has been an issue in mid-season, and we came out and played our best football those last 2 quarters. So I think it shows that maybe we're seasoned a little bit, and our kids understand the necessity of playing for 4 quarters, and they did last Friday. That made a big difference.
Kind of saving the best for last year. Of course, a tough opponent tonight. We'll talk about Carmel, but it looks like your quarterback, going back to last week's game, kind of taking the team on his shoulders and carrying them, both running the football and throwing it last week.
He's done a great job. As the season's progressed, he's matured, and you never know with the first year, quarterback how things are going to pan out, and he's steadily gotten better. And I think, especially last week, his statistics were, I didn't know they were as good as they were till after the game, but he had a tremendous game. So we hope we don't have to rely on him that much tonight, but if we do, I think he's up for it.
Let's talk about Carmel. Rich tradition, history, success. I didn't realize we got over 5,000 students down there at Carmel. A big matchup here in 6A. Talk about the Greyhounds. I know they're maybe not the traditional type of typical Carmel team, but they seem to be a team statistically. You look with their seasoned senior quarterback, they like to run the ball, maybe emphasis, but they can throw it too.
Yeah. Well, I think their emphasis is on offense is to run the ball. They want to run it with their quarterback. They've got two really good backs and a good line up front. So that's their first priority for sure. So that's, for us defensively, we've got to make sure we play some good football and get to people and tackle and groups, and we can't have a bunch of individual plays out there. It's got to be as a team. So that's first and foremost. And they do throw the ball well. They've got some tremendous receivers, and the quarterback delivers it well, and they're a threat everywhere. And so we've got our work cut out for us for sure.
Notice they also got a 6'7" tight end.
Yeah, and the 6'7" defensive end too. So they've got some big kids for sure over there. So they're an impressive group.
Any points of emphasis tonight you've talked to your team? This is what we've got to do to win.
When I talk to them, I say, to win games like this, you have to win each down. And so they don't have to worry about the big picture. They have to worry about the down right in front of them, the play right in front of them. And so that's what we're focused on. And just no matter what happens to the play before, good or bad, we got to go play the next one. You give us your best effort on each play, and I think we'll be successful.
Head coach Chad Zolman with his take on this regional matchup here tonight at home, taking on the Carmel Greyhounds. The Spartans come in with an 8-3 record. They finished 6-3 in the SAC this season. That tied them for third place. And interesting because their home record is 3-3, but they started the year 0-3. They'd lost their first 3 games here at Dave Walters Memorial Stadium, and then now have won their last 3 to even out their home schedule at 3-3. A year ago, they were 8-3 also. They finished 5-2 in the last of the NHC conference battles. They lost a sectional championship at Carroll, 28-0. As far as the Carmel Greyhounds, they come in at 9-2. They're ranked number 2 in the final AP and the coaches poll. They are a team that is 4-1 this year on the road. They finished second in the Metro Conference at a 6-1 slate. John Hebert is the head coach his first year. Last year, the Carmel Greyhounds finished at 13-1. They were beaten by Ben Davis in the state championship game, 42-24. Waiting for the teams to come back out, and Joe Walburn's down in the field. We'll be tuning in with him with our referee tonight. His name is Gary Hamilton, and we'll have the reenactment of the coin toss and get this 6A regional championship game underway in just a matter of moments. We'll be back in 3 minutes. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Every small business person has the same dread: taxes, reports, and bookkeeping. What are you to do? You know you can't afford the big guys to keep you legal and solvent. Well, now there's Walburn Financial Management to save the day. Here's their number. You're going to want to remember this one: 260-459-2240. That's 459-2240. Why? Well, Walburn Financial Management specializes in the little guy. With reasonable rates and sensible retainers, Walburn Financial Management is simply perfect for the small business budget.
Hi, I'm Charlie Momper from Momper Insulation. We've been around since 1956, and we're still the #1 name in insulation. Chances are you've seen us re-insulating the home in your neighborhood, where we blow insulation into the sidewalls and attic to make your heating and cooling more efficient. Give us a call and let's talk about all the insulation options we have available to help you save money. I know we can do the job for you. You've got my word on it. Call us at 432-7543.
Next time you're downtown and needing to feed your sweet tooth, you're just a few steps away from Rudy's, Fort Wayne's perfect location for stocking up on those famous to brands gourmet chocolates the Summit City is famous for. Rudy's is located just catty-corner from the main entrance to Parkview Field. In fact, Rudy's is a great place to meet up with friends before an event at the ballpark. There's even outside patio seating, ideal for relaxing after work. With a wide assortment of adult beverages and aromas to choose from as well, Rudy's, distinctly different in downtown Fort Wayne.
Trust the doctors at the IPFW Athletics and the Fort Wayne Comets Trust. Aaron Chiropractic is well known for providing quality yet cost-effective care for sports injuries, muscle, or joint problems. They're one of the only clinics in the region to provide its patients with pain relief utilizing numerous therapies, including acupuncture, massage, and rehabilitation. Aaron Chiropractic is conveniently located in Northeast Fort Wayne. Find us on the web at aaronchiro.com or call 492-8811 to schedule an appointment.
Behind the scenes of the making of a great play area.
I'm in
envisioning something really spectacular, something over the top. Let's draw up some plans.
Yes, JP.
Right away, JP.
Excellent idea.
Bold move, JP.
We'll get right on it.
I see a large fort with a giant cannon to slide down. Let's make it historic. Tie it in with the history of Fort Wayne. And we gotta have it soft so kids of all ages can play. Let's have those blueprints on my desk by Monday morning.
Jefferson Point and Lutheran Children's Hospital ER presents Fort Wayne's largest indoor soft play area. Parents can relax while the kids explore a fort, slide down a cannon, and crawl through the 16-foot cherry blossom tree. Over 2,000 square feet of indoor play area, the largest retail play area in the state of Indiana. Bring the kids and enjoy the fun at Jefferson Point. For details, go to jeffersonshopping.com.
There's so much to see. It's where you want to be. Jefferson Point, Jefferson Point.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHS AA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Spartans running onto the field, and we're just minutes away from the meeting at midfield and the reenactment of the coin toss. We're waiting for Carmel to retake the field as well. Other matchups tonight, let's take a look at some of the other sectionals, or in this case, this is the lone regional championship in this part of the state, but in the 5A sectional 10 matchup, it is 9-1 Snyder. They're on the road at 8-2 Concord. In 4A sectional 20 tonight, 10-1 Leo. They play at 10-1 Dwenger. In 3A sectional 26, it's 9-2 Garrett. They're taking on 6-5 Culver Academy. Sectional 27, it's 9-2 Belmont at 8-3 Bishop Lures. In 2A sectional 35 action tonight, 6-5 Whitco plays at 11-0 unbeaten Woodland. And in the 1A sectional 44 matchup, Adams Central at 10-1 facing Monroe Central at 9-2. Referee tonight is Gary Hamilton. Our game temperature at kickoff is 49 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Winds out of the west about 8 miles an hour. The temperature will dip even lower before we get out here, down in the mid-40s. But the wind should abate some from what we saw this afternoon. It was 15, 16, 17 mile an hour winds. Right now they say about 8 miles an hour. And right now still the flag pretty much a factor. And as far as these teams, the Greyhounds posted their 8th straight victory last Friday night, winning also a sectional championship, beating Fishers 28-7. 3rd straight sectional crown for the Greyhounds. Carmel broke free from a 7-7 first half deadlock, blanking the Tigers 21-0 the rest of the way en route to that 28-7 victory. 6'1" senior quarterback Michael Victrop survived the 3-interception first half, rallying his team to the 21-point triumph with 151 yards rushing. He has scored 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 coming in a pivotal third quarter. Carmel amassed 470 yards of total offense. By the way, Victrop on the night was 8 of 18 passing for 194 yards, 1 touchdown, and those 3 interceptions. Running back Tobias Watkins, we'll keep an eye on him tonight. He had 16 carries for 62 yards, but also 4 receiving catches and 99 yards in all, including a touchdown. Carmel defense posted 2 interceptions. Linebacker Jack Van Remortel had 1 pick, and defensive back Nick Stacy had the other. Looking at the season for the Greyhounds, their only loss this year on the road came way back in August, late August, the 29th in Cincinnati. They were beaten at LaSalle 35-28. And as far as the Spartans are concerned, they avenged the sectional loss last year and also a September 11th regular season loss here to Carroll, beating the number 14 ranked Chargers last week 35-26. First sectional championship since 2006 for Homestead, when they beat Snyder here 21-16 and went 11-2 on the season. 6'1" junior quarterback Drew Kazai ran 19 times for 106 yards, also scored 2 touchdowns, then threw for 3 touchdowns on 22 of 25 passing. For 258 yards, he was intercepted 1 time. Wide receiver Austin Kreider topped Spartan receivers with 11 catches, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ben Skronik also with 1 touchdown catch on the evening. Senior running back Landon Durnell, 13 carries, 64 yards. And as we mentioned before, pivotal second quarter, trailing Carroll 7-0. Homestead manufacturing 2 scores to take a 14-10 lead to halftime, and the 2 touchdown passes by Kazai were just absolutely huge. As far as that Homestead defense, 2 interceptions on the night, 1 sack, 5 tackles for loss, and a fumble recovery. Linebacker Hunter Terrell had 12 tackles. That topped him in that category. Also had 1 interception. Cornerback Ivory Watson also had a pick. And safety Ben Skronik had 9 tackles, 1 for loss, and 1 interception. Let's go down on the field, and Joe with our referee.
Won the toss and elected to defer. There you have it, Joe. Carmel's won the toss. They defer. For Homestead will get the ball first. So we'll get a look at Drew Kazai early on against this Carmel physical defense. Obviously, the field's in great shape with the turf. It's nice out here, Joe. A little bit of a breeze, but it's a great night for high school football in November. So big game. Obviously, both sides are pumped up, and a huge regional championship, Joe.
Very good, Joe Auburn. We'll see you back up top, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. Carmel against Homestead in the 6A regional. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
You're a super fan who will tailgate anywhere. The pros? Check. College? Check. Your 8-year-old's Pee-wee game? Big time. And to prepare for this ritual, you head to Meijer for freshly prepared food and licensed team apparel. Proudly display allegiance to your favorite team with our licensed short and long sleeve tees, hoodies, hats, and jerseys. Plus, load up on fresh meats, snacks, and drinks. So don't just tailgate. Tail later at Meijer.
Brought to you by Meijer. Meijer is proud to support IHSAA football. And now, back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Welcome back, everybody. We wait for the game as Carmel won the toss, deferred. They kick from right to left. Here's the line drive kick, end over end. It goes into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Matt Anderson fielded about a yard deep, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line, and we will see Drew Kazai and company starting on offense here tonight for the Homestead Spartans. They'll move out of the end zone to our left, which is the south end zone. 49 degrees at kickoff. Kazai will set up out of the shotgun formation. Landon Durnell is the running back, lined up right behind him. Play clock is moving. We're down to 15. Kazai backed away for a moment now and ready to call the first play of this ball game. He'll have Durnell lined up behind him. He wants to throw. Looks to the left side. That ball is caught and then dropped. So that was going to be a catch around the 24-yard line, and I believe that was Durnell coming out of the backfield, but couldn't find the handle, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Important for Homestead to get off to a good start. Anytime you're this kind of an underdog in the game, you want to get off to a good start.
2nd down and 10. Durnell stays in. And meanwhile, they've got 1 wide to the right side, 2 wide to the left. Now again, they check off a little bit with still 12 on the play clock. Homestead trying to take a look at that Carmel defense now with 7, with 6. Kazai out of the pistol, short drop, looks over the middle, throws the ball left side. Nice. He's got a catch. He's got a 1st down across the 30-yard line. There might have been Jonah Watson out there. It was. Watson, his 29th catch of the year, has been averaging over 15.5 yards a catch in 4 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, we're 400 yards, but I love Kazai's arm strength that time to muscle that football out there on the deep out, Joe. That's a big-time throw right there.
So improving field position now for the Homestead Spartans. First series of the ball game. No score. We have notion now. Watson from right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Here's an off-tackle run to the right side. Durnell trying to find running room. Did not find anybody much there. And he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose about a half a yard. Let's call it 2nd down and 11.
That's going to be important that Durnell gets involved in this game early on, and Homestead can establish a run game, because if they can't run the ball, it's going to be very difficult to be one-dimensional against Carmel. Durnell
does lead the Homestead Spartans in rushing touchdowns with 12 and had 648 yards to start this ball game. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. And pistol alignment again, short drop, and here's a quick throw to the left side, and that went right through the outstretched hands. A little square up pattern run far side by Austin Kreider, and that doesn't happen often, Joe. You hit him in his hands, he's going to make the catch 99 out of 100 times.
Yeah, he's been awesome this year, over 1,000 yards receiving, 14 touchdowns, and that time he was a little bit surprised how fast the football got to him. But Kazai has got to be quick with the release against this defense.
Third down coming up, and on third downs, Homestead 8 of 12 last week against Carroll for the year at 49%, 63 of 129 on third down chance conversions. Bunch line up to the near side. Carmel crowd coming alive as well. Here's a little roll out to the right side by Kazai being pressured. Steps out of one tackle, throws late, and threw it into the ground. So couldn't find anybody open. That's a covered sack basically, and Homestead will have to kick the ball away, and Carmel about to get their hands on the ball for the first time.
And Carmel was very well prepared for that play. They rolled Kazai to the right, and when they did, it really cut down where Kazai could go to the football. He could only work half the field. So when he tried to set his legs to throw the football, Carmel had everybody covered. So a great possession defensively for Carmel. Now it's going to be important that Homestead can play the same type of defense.
Jalen Walker is back in punt return at his 25-yard line. Here comes the kick end over end. It'll bounce. It hits at the 35, and it'll take a Homestead bounce inside the 25, still rolling down to about the 20-yard line, and that is where the Greyhounds will have their first offensive possession of this ball game. 10:47 remaining in the first quarter. Homestead had a first down but could not sustain it. They had to kick, and now we'll see what the Greyhounds can do.
I can't say enough about Carmel, Joe, playing in 7 of the last 9 state championships, and just the tradition. And when you look at their schedule, to go down and play Cincinnati, LaSalle, I mean, you know how good the football is, Joe, with all your experience down there. So Carmel's played a big boy schedule. They have a big boy program, and it's going to be interesting to see how physical they are here tonight with Homestead.
And they have got an offset I formation to the right side. A little different looking set than we normally see. Ethan Merriweather is in. He's wide to the left side. Now they have the H-back as the power, the lead off to the right side. And here's a run up the middle and running room for Watkins. Sheds a tackle, works his way out close to the 30-yard line. So Tobias Watkins, who is not all that big, Joey's a senior at 5'6", 178, comes in with 900 rushing yards, and he picks up nearly the 10 yards on that first carry.
Picture Mighty Mouse. That's Tobias Watkins. His arms and legs are just huge. He only goes 5'6", but he runs downhill, 11 touchdowns. He's a physical runner, even though he's not very big.
Had 62 yards on 16 carries last week. Gets the call again, a big hole up the middle. He's up across the 40, all the way to the 42. Skoronik had to come up and finish him off. But again, 2 big plays and 2 big runs by Tobias Watkins.
And what makes him so effective is if you look across Carmel's offensive line, they go 6'5", 6'4", 6'2", 6'2", 5'10". So Watkins only being 5'6".
Gets lost in there, huh?
Exactly.
They average 251 a man tackle to tackle. And again, they've got one wide out. They go to Watkins once again. This time he's met by Skoronik and drop. He'll spin to the 20 to the 45. That'll be a pickup of 2. But Skoronik got tired of it all, didn't he?
I think of Skoronik as a receiver. I don't think of him as a strong safety coming up and filling the hole. But he did that time. And nice pay by Skoronik. And that's what Homestead has to do. They have to get those safeties involved in slowing down that run game.
Michael Victrup, a senior quarterback, he's an Air Force recruit, gives to Watkins and finds a big hole. He's into Homestead territory up the middle, inside the 45 and down close to the 42-yard line. And again, that offensive line, Joe, you talked about it, they're blowing big holes open.
Yeah, big holes. And that Homestead defensive line and those linebackers have got to get off those blocks and get involved in those run plays. Those are huge holes for Watkins, but this is a good offensive line. 2 juniors on the left, Joe, but the rest are seniors. So an experienced offensive line, a very seasoned offensive line, and right now they're getting off the ball together.
And here is the give again. Watkins off tackle to the left side, cuts it back and fights his way down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. And Chad Zolman seeing what we're seeing, Joe. He's brought in 300-pound junior 6'4" Jeff Bilbrey to try to anchor that middle a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to need him to step up, and I think what they're going to have to do is play man-to-man on the outside, Joe, and roll the safeties up in the box. I think that's what you're going to have to gamble if you're Homestead.
Carmel has kept everything on the ground so far, and they'll give it off. There's Watkins. Watkins, and he cuts to his right and tripped up. That might have been a touchdown-saving tackle inside the 20 as he rolls down to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, another big run for Watkins, and Watkins has carried the load all the way down the field, and Homestead's going to have to get some more beef in there, and maybe instead of playing the 4-3, Joe, maybe you have to switch into a 5-2 possibly, or a 5-3, because right now Carmel's having their way with the Homestead defensive line.
Michael Victrup has not really had to do much except hand it off, and he has run for 697 yards as well. Had a big ball game. Now there's a penalty flag right in the middle of the play.
It's going to be motion.
14 carries last week for Victrup, 151 yards that led him in that category, averaged nearly 11 yards at rush, and scored 3 rushing touchdowns.
And that's remarkable because he kind of struggled throwing the ball last week. He threw 3 picks, but you think 3 picks isn't a big deal when you run for 3 touchdowns. But, you know, any kid who's recruited to go play football at Air Force, you can't say enough about the toughness and just the mental ability to excel at the position.
Says about something about the academics, too. Now they go to Watkins again, stacked up, but he fights forward for another couple of yards, got some of the penalty yardage back down to about the 21-yard line, so that'll be a gain of about 4.
And early on, this is a big play here, Joe, because they're second down and they're behind the chains now. This is an opportunity for Homestead to try to get a stop here. So I think this is a big play here, and I think you're going to see Victor up here throw his first pass of the night.
Does have 2 wide to the left side. Vitorito's the H-back. He's off on the wing to the right side. 215-pound, normally a blocker. And here is the kid. No, Watkins again looking for running room and stop and go, and he's inside the 10. He's down to the 5-yard line.
Wow, just another big run. I thought we'd see a pass there, almost a draw, and that Homestead defensive line right now is just being collapsed by the Carmel offensive line. And we felt like in the pregame that this game was really going to be decided in the trenches and really the physicality of either one of these teams. And right now, Carmel is really laying it down on Homestead.
Greyhounds basically having their way with the run game, right? A high snap out of the gun, and here's a give again. Watkins trying to get down inside the 5, down to about the 2, inside the 2 to the 1-yard line. In fact, just short of the goal line.
I think it's a situation right now where Carmel's is taking the approach, hey, you know what? You haven't stopped it yet. We're going to keep running the same play. So Homestead needs to sell out and get their backers off the blocks and get involved.
Victrup, will he go to Watkins one more time? He does, and he's off tackle the left side for an easy 1-yard touchdown run at the 6:47 mark. So very, very easy drive engineered that time by Michael Victrup. He never called his own number once. It was exclusively to Tobias Watkins and into the end zone to make it a 6-0 Carmel lead.
And Watkins had all the yards, almost 80 yards on that drive, so obviously their run game is cranked up downhill on Homestead, and you better get in there and you better get some stops, so it's going to be a long night the way they ran the ball there.
Right-footed kick, Nick Stacy. It's hooking to the left side, but it is good, so Carmel on top in the early going, 7-0 leading Homestead here at Dave Walters Memorial Stadium. We'll be back after this. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Satisfied with your bank? Have you considered a credit union? Midwest America offers about any service you need. The convenience of free mobile banking, debit cards, ATMs, free online banking and bill payer, competitive loans, mortgages, and more. Deposits insured to $500,000. Hey, consider this an invitation. Your next bank should be a credit union. Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Connor Coughlin to kick again. Matt Anderson driven back 2 yards deep into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and they'll have to bring it out to the 20-yard line once again. So Drew Kazai back on the field with a Homestead offense. A week ago, they trailed 7-0 to Carroll, came back to win that ball game. They'll hope for more of the same here tonight against a very tough Carmel team.
Yeah, a tough Carmel defense led by the Wisconsin recruit Noah Brooks. 6'3", 230, Joe. He can run a 4.6 40, a 4-star recruit, so an absolute stud on the outside for Carmel. But as far as Homestead and Kazai, they've got to crank it up and start moving the football.
They'll look to Durnell. No, it's a keeper run this time, and tripping and stumbling Struggling but gaining positive yards across the 20-yard line goes Drew Kazai, and he's up to about the 23, maybe the 24-yard line. So that one might have had a little bit more to it, but Drew had a little problem with the footing, but did gain about 4.
And as we mentioned in the pregame, Joe, he has almost 3,300 yards of total offense, 73% of the Homestead offense. So Kazai's got to get rolling if Homestead's going to have a chance.
Little give this time to Nell straight up the middle, and he's close to a first down. In fact, he's got it across 30 to about the 31. They'll move the chains, so Landon Darnell getting a gain, good for a first down. This offensive line for Homestead averages 258 a man. Grant Purley at center, Evan Elston and Drew Urhammer the guards. Eric Peters and Jeff Bilbrey, the 300-pound junior, gets a start tonight at tackle.
Yeah, good size up front and pretty athletic too. I mean, with all the trap game and the run game and the pass protection, it's an athletic offensive line.
Fitzharris in motion, Reintled up behind the line of scrimmage, but here's a quarterback draw. They're waiting at the pass, though, and nothing for Kazai that time, as Noah Brooks, who is a Wisconsin commit, leads them with 5 sacks, and he just stayed at home and nailed Kazai.
Impressive athlete, Joe. 6'3", the 230-pound senior, but he can run, Joe. I was watching him in pregame. He is very fluid, and when you see a kid 230 that can run a 4.5 or a 4.6 and can chase like that, it's like watching a bear out in the field chase prey.
It'll be second down in 10, no gain on that last call. Clock approaching 5 minutes, time remaining in the first quarter. It is a 7-0 Carmel lead, disguising their coverage right now. Just one safety back, as here comes Kazai, throws over the middle, looking. That ball is caught for a moment and then dropped off the fingertips. An incomplete. Austin Kreider, the intended receiver. That would have been a great play into Carmel territory at the 45.
Yeah, Kreider had a step, and Kazai was a little early with the football. Kazai's been speeding up the delivery a little bit, and Kreider just couldn't pull that one in. But that's what Homestead has to do. They have to attack those seams on this 3-4 defense, Joe. So I like the play call. They just have to be able to complete that pass.
Another big third down call coming up for the Spartans, trailing at 7-0 here at home. Kreider wide to the short side to the left, looking, stepping up. Here's Kazai, now running room, works to the 30-35, trying to get to the first down stick, trying to reach the 40-yard line. They're going to keep the clock moving. Let's see where he went out of bounds. Looks to be short of the first down. Depends on the spot.
Yeah, it's about I didn't get a very good spot.
Right.
It's going to be about 2 or 3 yards short, and you like to see Kazai kind of put his head down and muscle that ball through, but you got to be careful with your starting quarterback. But that's the proof, Joe, of the ability of the Carmel defense to run. It looked like Kazai had a big lane to run through, and Carmel chased him down.
Kazai into punt. He's had a long of 63 yards this year. Waits inside his own 25. Got the snap. Kick is away. Nice spiral. Here's Walker looking. Returns it across the 30, far side to the 35. Little stop and go move. Turns the corner up to the 40, 45, and all the way up near midfield goes the kick returner, Jalen Walker, who had one punt return last week for 16 yards. But Carmel already in front 7-0, and they've got excellent field position at midfield.
Yeah, and Walker goes 5'9", 170. Only the junior. He comes in with 9 touchdown passes. His father is the offensive coordinator for Carmel, and his father also did some coaching for the Colts. So Jalen Walker has quite a pedigree, and he's highly recruited. And he has one more year of high school next year, but he will be playing in a Division I program too.
There was a penalty against Carmel on that kick return, on that punt return. They had just 2 penalties for 20 yards last week. Homestead in their win over Carroll, just 3 penalties for 25 yards. Well, that's a rarity nowadays for both those teams.
Absolutely, and anytime you can keep those penalties down, that's huge. We're used to seeing big penalty games, but that block in the back was very questionable, and really Walker didn't need that block, Joe.
So Vic Tripp back in there at quarterback with the offset eye to the right side, drops, he wants to throw, at time of the pocket, steps up and will run and gets across the 30 up to the 35-yard line. Shedding tacklers, Michael Vic Tripp. Let's look at his numbers coming in through the air, 118 of 184.
Efficient.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm sorry, Joe. Efficient, I was going to say. Completes over 60% of his passes and has thrown 21 touchdowns. So hasn't thrown the ball as much as Kazai, but he's extremely efficient efficient when he does.
He ran for 5 yards on that scramble play. His pass for just under 1,800 yards has been picked off 5 times, 3 of them last week. Looks to Watkins again, off tackle on the left side, steps out of a tackle and still on his feet and dragging tacklers across the 40 for a first down up to the 43-yard line. Tobias Watkins, the ability to keep the legs turning and break tackles, 2 of them, Joe, at least, maybe a third one.
Yeah, and the ability to step back on that play, replant, and then move forward and run downhill. Again, 5'6", 178, the senior. Right now he's dominating the run game.
Carmel trying to play up-tempo now, 1st and 10. Now they back away. 3:20 on the clock, 7-0 Carmel driving again, just short of midfield. 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Victrip out of the pistol, looking to Watkins once again, straight ahead, and he's tripped up. There's a penalty flag.
It's going to be a hold that time on Carmel, so Homestead's going to get a little bit of relief here.
By the way, Joe, I said Watkins. It's actually Stephen Watts is in there now as the running back, and he's a 5'11 senior at 180, and you don't see a lot of difference, do you, between him and Watkins?
No, you don't. Very low to the ground, very strong, hard runner. So Homestead has got to, if you have to stunt, maybe you stunt here, Joe, but you got to change up what you do on the defensive line. And, playing that 3-4, you got to roll some guys up on the line of scrimmage for Homestead and try to slow this run game down.
So the penalty moves them back to their own 34-yard line. It remains 1st down and 20. Victrip, a little motion by Merriweather from left to right. And here's Victrip wanting to screen the ball's got a catch, and here they come again. Gain across the 40, 45 down the left side. And that is Stephen Watts out of the backfield. And boy, he's got great speed all the way down to the Homestead 30-yard line.
Yeah, he sure does. And what a great play call on the screen. The minute we finally see a pass from Carmel, they drop it off on the screen. So the play calling is just there. And right now, Homestead's just on skates right now with their defense.
They'll mark that ball at the Homestead 32-yard line. 1st down again for the Greyhounds with 2:43 remaining in the quarter. Victrip directing traffic now as he looks out of the pistol, wants to throw again, drops straight back, and throws the home run ball. He's got a man open down deep there, ball intercepted. So Homestead comes up with a play in the end zone, and that pick will prevent the score, and that was a great play defensively by the Spartans.
That's a huge play that time, and that's Taj Curry, Joe, and that's the kid that saved the state championship with all the free throws. How about that play? Great pass by Victrip. He had the wide receiver, and Curry goes all the way up on the ladder to snatch it. That's the best interception, maybe the best catch I've seen all season long.
Timed it perfectly, went up, it took his 6'3" frame up. Time the leap, that's his 3rd interception of the year. Keeps it 7-0, and now Drew Kazai comes back on the field trying to get something established for the Spartans. 1st and 10 at the Homestead 20-yard line. They spread the field once again, 2 wide either side. Carmel shows blitz defensive right side. They want to run the ball, and here's a nice little hole for Kazai. Middle of the field across the 40, and his best run of the night brings it up to about the 42-yard line.
That Curry interception was a huge momentum change, and Curry made all the plays at the end of that state championship basketball game, and there he makes a huge play there, and you can see the energy of Homestead, and Kazai makes a great read on the option, Joe, and runs downhill, and here comes the Spartans.
Homestead brings freshman Jordan Presley into the ball game as the running back, and here's Watson trying to come on a sweep to the right side, but Carmel's there to deny it.
And you cannot sweep on Carmel. Carmel's physical, but they can run. You're better to run right at Carmel and attack them. You're not going to be able to run east and west. You're going to have to run north-south and throw the quick passes, Joe.
So that's going to be a loss of about 4, maybe 5 yards. Clock inside of 2 minutes, time remaining in this first quarter, 7-0 Carmel. Homestead had a great run up to their 43-yard line by Kazai, but now they've got 2nd down and 14. Out of the shotgun formation now, Drew Kazai, short drop, looks over the middle, loads, fires that ball, nearly intercepted, still in the air, and dropped incomplete, intended for Kreider, but about 3 Greyhounds got a hand on the ball. And Alex Akins may have had the best shot at it, but it falls incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, and that seemed like kind of a broken play because Skronick and Kreider were in the same area. They almost fit the ball in there to Kreider, but I almost think Homestead's better if they put Skronick on one side and Kreider on the other and try to stretch the Carmel defense out.
Watson stays in as a wide out to the left side. They've got to get to the Carmel 47 on that 3rd down and 16 call. The blitz is coming. They'll screen the ball. There's a catch in the middle of the field, but Carmel collapses quickly. And it's down right at the 37-yard line. That's maybe a net gain of about a yard.
Yeah, it looked like Kreider was trying to get loose on the catch, but Carmel does a nice job on that. And Carmel, was going to sell out in those screens, so Homestead's going to have to stretch that defense farther for Carmel before you come back to your screen game.
Walker back in punt return once again, waits inside the 25-yard line of Carmel. Kazai, the punter, got a good one off last time. Low snap, but he's got it. Kick is away. Nice hanging kick. Walker's going to field it inside the 25 of the 24. Works to his left, works to the 30, and turns the corner and down the near sidelines across the 40, 45, and to midfield once again. And Jalen Walker's got great field position once again for the Greyhounds with 43 seconds and change remaining in this first quarter. Carmel with great field position, leading it 7-0.
Yeah, it's going to be so important that Homestead can sustain some drives, Joe, because with this pace right now and the physicality of Carmel, they're going to have a hard time keeping up with their defensive line. But some scores to pass along early, Joe. Bishop Dwenger 10, Leo 9 in the second quarter. So a good one over at Zollner, a little bit of a surprise over at Lewis Field. Belmont 14, Bishop Lewis nothing. And right now, early in the first quarter, Snyder's over Concord 7-0.
There was a penalty flag drop here on the near sidelines, and Carmel coach John Hebert, but it looks like they picked up the flag. It might have been just a sideline warning. Coach Hebert is letting his team know in no uncertain terms, get away from the sidelines. Motion again left to right behind the Carmel offensive line as here's Victrip, looks and throws the one out, and that's a catch made. That was Jalen Walker who had the great punt return, and they had it 1st and 10 at the Homestead 49. That'll be a gain of about 5 yards, and they'll take the ball down to the Homestead 44-yard line. A little flare-up pass to the right side.
Yeah, Walker's a nice athlete, very smooth, and I imagine Curry will be matched up a lot on him on the night, but he comes in with 9 touchdown catches, averaging over 16 yards per catch. And also for Carmel, something to mention too, they have a 6'7" tight end, Joe.
Have not used him yet. They've had basically Watkins. There's a big hole off to the left side, and Watkins is back in there, and he's got another first down to the Homestead 36-yard line, and that will take us, once they move the chains, to the final play of this first quarter. Impressive run game by the Greyhounds. They've got the lead 7-0 as we head to quarter 2 action. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
The market goes up, the market goes down. And if you're a typical investor, you may be playing games, trying to guess correctly when to buy, when to sell. That can be expensive and exhausting. Well, what if there was a local company with tons of investment experience to help you take some of the guesswork and worry out of investing? The name is Stifel, specializing in individual portfolio management. Stifel can help reduce the risk and worry of investing, building you a portfolio of quality, performing stocks and bonds. Give Stifel a call at 260-459-3989.
McDonald's presents Choices. Jeff, would you rather have real breakfast like an Egg McMuffin or burnt toast?
Egg McMuffin.
And would you rather play sick guitar solos or be fluent in 4 languages? Nice choices, Jeff. Get to McDonald's and choose a real breakfast.
Keep it real with an Egg McMuffin or sausage McMuffin with egg sandwich. Now part of the all-day breakfast menu. Mix and match any two for just $3.50 at McDonald's. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Price a single item on menu.
You're listening to the high school football game of the week on WGL Fort Wayne, Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Victrip to throw as he looks left side. He's got a catch and a great open field tackle that time as he got the ball into Jalen Walker. And it was a big hit that time by the Spartans, and they need somebody to pick him up and give him a lift offensively.
Yeah, that was a great hit that time, and that was the freshman Cameron Shannon coming over and making that tackle, Joe.
It will be a gain of a couple of yards, 2nd down and 8. Early on here in the second quarter, 7-0 Carmel. They'll work now from the left side hash mark. Michael Victrop really has not called his own number and looks and gives it off to Watkins on a sweep to the left side. Cuts back along the hash marks and gets it inside the 20, down close to the 17, maybe the 16-yard line.
You're going to have holding again, Joe. So a nice run by Watkins, but the left tackle that time hooked the Homestead defensive end. So more penalties for Carmel. You don't see this typically out of Carmel. Another big holding call and a big break for Homestead. That's going to put Carmel behind the chains, and that's going to make it, what 2nd and 18 now, Joe? So
moving the ball back to the 45-yard line, so 2nd down and very, very long.
Big penalty. That was a big run.
So they mark it off from the spot of the foul. 2nd down and very long again from the left side hash mark. Victrop with Tobias Watkins lined up behind him. Victrop looks, hands the ball off. Watkins off to the races again in the middle of the field. Cuts to his right, still on his field side. The 30 to the 25 to the 20. Spins, still on his feet. Broke another tackle, and he's down to the 17-yard line. And boy, I tell you what, they just cannot get a hand on Tobias Watkins.
Nah, he's breaking tackles, but he's also breaking ankles with all of the cuts. Again, 5'6", 178 pounds. Picture Mighty Mouse run the football out there in white right now for Carmel.
You cannot reach for this guy.
No, you have got to wrap him up.
So 1st and 10. And again, the draw. A run to the right side. There's Watkins. Angled run into the end zone or close to it. Let's see if they rule it a touchdown. No indication yet.
It looks like it's going to be a touchdown. We're waiting for the call. I see the field goal team coming. We never did get a call on that.
Just like last week. That's a 23-yard run by Tobias Watkins. That's his 2nd touchdown run of the night here at the 10:42 mark.
And danger time for Homestead. Homestead's in trouble. They have no answer to this run game. Tobias Watkins is over 100 yards already. We have 10 minutes left in the second quarter, and he's just running downhill.
Stacy with the extra point attempt, but it's wide to the left side. He came in 44 of 45 on the year, so rare miss. But still, nonetheless, it's Carmel on top, 13-zip. Here in the second quarter, we'll step out. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
So, that's the word you expect to hear when selling a home. And Rick Whitman from Century 21 Bradley can give you and your family the advice, expertise, and satisfaction to fit your needs when buying or selling a home. With Rick Whitman's nearly 40 years of can-do experience, you'll find an effective method to accomplish your goal. Select the proper loan and feel the comfort of your new home. When you think real estate, think Rick Whitman at Century 21 Bradley. Call 260-704-6565. Be sure to ask for Rick.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
With Joe Auburn, glad you joined us here tonight. It's a regional championship matchup between Carmel, ranked 2nd, and Homestead. Driving kick once again that goes into the end zone. Another touchback and frustration as they wanted a chance to try to bring it out. It'll come out 1st and 10 for the Spartans at their own 20-yard line again.
And quickly, some score updates. Now it's Bishop Dwenger 17, Leo 9. Late in the second quarter over at Zollner. It's Belmont 14, Bishop Lures nothing as they begin the third quarter. Snyder 14, Concord 7 late in the first. Woodland 15, Whitco 13 as they start the third quarter. Listen to this one, Joe. In the second quarter, Kokomo 42, Huntington North nothing.
Wow.
Woodshed.
Whew. You know, you come in at this level of the season, you're hoping, for a good start, you're hoping to execute, and you've got visions of moving on, and then you have a night like that. Here's Kazai over the middle, throw, that's a ball not caught. Looking for Jonah Watson running the fly pattern down the middle of the field at the 40-yard line, and they just have not been able to hook up those wide receivers. A couple of drops as well, if not helped quarterback Drew Kazai so far in this first half.
Hey, you want to get your passing game going. They had some success running some option out of the quarterback position, but they're going to have to fire up this pass game.
Landon Durnell back in and gets the call off tackle. Now works, no, it's Kazai, and he rolls out to the 30 to the 32-yard line, and that's one way to pick up a first down. ground. Good job on the zone read option. Quarterback Kazai, who ran for 106 yards last week in the win over Carroll. That's a big conversion there. They move the chains 1st and 10.
He's had a heck of a season. He accounts for 73% of their offense. 6'1", the 180-pound junior. I think he's probably one of the most improved players from week 1 throughout the season, Joe, that we've seen.
Yeah, Chad Zolman talked about the maturity really starting to come together for his quarterback in the second half of the year. No, it's Kazai again off tackle to the right side, breaks it to the corner, and he's up to midfield and maybe a yard or two deep into Carmel territory. So back-to-back fine runs by Kazai, disguising the handoff, the fake, very brilliantly.
And it's interesting because we thought Homestead would really have to attack through the air, but they've been more effective with that read option out of the quarterback position, Joe.
Yeah, you finally settled down with what's going to work. And some good quick steps by Drew Kazai. Had 19 carries last week for 106 yards against Carroll. Scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. He's scored 8 touchdowns on the year and has passed for over 2,600 yards. Wants to throw now. Steps up on the quarterback draw. He can't find any running room. Driven back. They double team them right short of the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a loss maybe of about a yard. They're going to mark it down at the 48, just outside the 48 of Carmel.
Yeah, Sam Hipple that time, the 6 foot, 217-pound senior, and on that tackle for Carmel, and he's a disruptor. He comes in with 4 sacks. He's forced a couple of fumbles, too.
Now they come up in zone press coverage to the left side, the zone blitz.
Yeah.
They'll back off with 13 still on the play clock.
And Kazai needs to hang in that pocket and let these plays develop because Carmel's going to bring some pressure. So find your hot receiver and work your slots.
Clock at 2, clock at 1. They got the play off. Kazai looking, loads now, brings it down, trying to run to his left side and not going to get outside. Quick reacting Carmel defense nailed him for a loss. As coming up there, that was Noah Burks once again, and he's just a flash across the field.
Yeah, Noah Burks is a big-time Division I prospect, and Wisconsin snatched him up because of his speed. And what Kazai is going to have to realize is you're not going to be able to run laterally on this team. If you're going to make a decision to cut, you have got to cut and get upfield, or you're going to have to throw the football. So I really feel like Homestead needs to crank up that passing game because we hadn't heard anything out of Skronik yet, and Kreider's been quiet too, Joe.
3rd down and 14. Ball is back to the Homestead 48-yard line. Kazai looking. Now flush to his right, pivots back to the left side, throws. Nope, they got the ball rid of it, but incomplete, trying to dump it off to Landon Durnell, and it is incomplete once again. It'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, good push up front with Carmel. Had a couple of guys that time. We saw Sam Hipple again, and also Rodney Haywood, the 6'1", 230-pound senior, was in Kazai's face that time, and he had no place to go with the football.
Now looks like they want to run a play on 4th down. Still 8:29 remaining. It's 13-0 Carmel. Kazai is going to run a play and does kick out of that. So here's Walker back and looks to field the ball at the 25, or the 15, works to the 20, 25, middle of the field, cuts to his left. He's got running room. Kazai trying to make a play, and here is Walker to midfield and to the 45-yard line.
Looked like he was down. Walker's heading to the end zone.
Whistles did blow.
Yeah, I think he was down. But another big return, and I'm surprised Walker had that much success because they punted out of a shotgun formation. I didn't think Carmel would be able to get the blocks on that, Joe. But boy, is Walker nimble as he cuts back across the field. And I mean, it's just danger time right now with Carmel and Homestead, Joe.
Joe, is this the fastest team from top to bottom we've seen this year?
Yes, the most physical and fastest. The way they can reverse and cover the field is very impressive. We talked about in the pregame, they also had a very businessman-like approach, the way they warmed up and got off the buses up here.
Now they've got it at the Homestead 44-yard line, leading at 13-0, just over 8 minutes remaining in this first half. Let's see if Watts is back in there as the running back. Look to hand it off straight ahead. No, that's Watkins again. Bowls his way inside the 40. Off tackle run to the left side down to the Homestead 37-yard line.
And he's on his way to 150 yards, just rolling downhill.
And you're talking just the first half.
I'm talking the first half. I'm talking he is just absolutely running through the middle of that defense. And Homestead continues to play that 3-man front. I really think you need some more help up front.
That was a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. Play clock at 15 as Carmel checks off once again. Homestead 2 safeties back as Victrip out of the pistol looks again to hand it off, and there's a cut to the left side once again by Watkins. Drags Techlers inside the 30. It'll be another Carmel first down, 1st and 10 at the Homestead 28.
There's just no answer. There's no reason to put the ball in the air. I really think Homestead's going to have to roll those safeties up and just roll the dice and play 8 guys in the box, Joe.
And they're going to have to disguise it with maybe some late shifts just before the ball is snapped. Now Carmel works from left side hash mark, 2 wide to the right, motion left to right. They'll hand the ball on a sweep. There's Merriweather looking 25, 20, angles out of bounds for a first down at the Homestead 15-yard line. Doesn't matter who they hand that ball off. Ethan Merriweather and end on a reverse as he takes it to the right side for a first down.
It's a nice play call because they've attacked so much between the tackles with Watkins. Now they run the speedy receiver, Mayweather, back across the formation. So something else for Homestead to think about is Carmel's speed.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Offset eye to the right side. They go to Watkins once again, and one of the few times they met him at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward for a yard gain. That's almost a victory that time. As Hunter Terrell said, this has got to stop.
Yeah, and that's the way to come up. Hunter Terrell, the junior, 6'3", 200, Joe, one of their stronger players on the team, comes up, and that's the way you fill that A-hole. You fill that hole and stop that whole run through the 2-hole. Nice job.
They call it no gain. 2nd down and 10. 3 wide to the left side, and in the slot right now is 6'7", normally tight end Kurt Raftel. So let's see. He looks head and shoulders taller than anybody. There's a quarterback draw. Victrip running right, counter run to the 10 to the 5 and a touchdown. Wow. Nobody home, and he scampers 9 yards for the touchdown, or check at 14 yards for the touchdown at the 6:23 mark.
And Homestead's absolutely back on their heels, but this is a dominant high school football team. It almost appears to be a small college football team, Joe, as physical as they are and the way they can run the ball. That time, Victrip just takes a step back and motors in the end zone.
What does that tell you about Cincinnati LaSalle?
I'll tell you what, how did Cincinnati LaSalle beat these guys? I mean, and how about Center Grove? What's that tell you about Center Grove beating them, too?
Here's the right-footed kick, and Stacy on the way, and it is good. So they come back with a conversion, and I've got a question about the kicker. I think that's a girl out there.
It is. I checked on that before the game, and she had a ponytail, and it is a girl out there kicking, and she's got quite a leg, Joe.
She's got.
And you know what? We don't discriminate. Hey, if you can play, you can play. Here's your pads, right?
What's interesting is she wears number 1. Now that's Nick Stacy's number, so I'm not sure who that is, but effective.
I thought she was. I mean, I was checking it out before the game, and I thought she was a female, so
that will make it 20-0, and that can rub some salt into the wound a little bit, doesn't it?
We
got beat by a girl.
I tell you what, she got off the bus with all these guys wearing white jerseys, so you have to respect that because this is big boy football tonight with Carmel.
Coughlin with the kick high, end over end, down deep again. This one's returnable from the 2, and they'll take it right side across the 10, and Kreiner trying to turn the corner and does. Brings it across the 20-yard line and out of bounds somewhere around the 20. Let's see where they're going to mark him. It's stepped out of bounds right about his own 20-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10. But again, they got a chance to bring it out of the end zone for the first time tonight. 1st and 10, but now the Spartans with work to be done with 6:17 remaining in the first half. They're on the short end of a 20-0 score here at home.
And the winner of this game is going to get the winner of Penn and Merrillville. So you talk about big boy ball. Also down south, Cathedral and Avon, Center Grove, and Warren Central. So this 6A class is just big boy ball all across, Joe. And Center Grove is the #1 ranked team in the state, and that was Carmel's only loss in Indiana was to Center Grove.
Here's Kazai, short drop, wanting to throw. Now steps up, can't find anything. He's got running room, though. Cuts to the 25, to the 30, 35, near sidelines, and brought down down just short of the 40. They'll say stepped out of bounds, pushed out of bounds on the near sideline up here around the 37. And they'll give another yard to the 38. It'll be a good run by Casey, and he has been the lone bright spot tonight for Homestead on offense.
He's a fantastic athlete, and he's a long strider. You watch him run, and you don't think he's moving that fast, but he has those long strides, and you forget about his running ability because he's thrown for so many yards.
Casey again looking to hand the ball off, and does give it to, here's a run to the right side by Jordan Presley. Presley now turns the corner as he brings it in up across the 45 to about the, they're going to mark him down at the, just across the 47. That's close to a first down. It looks like they'll mark him down short by about a yard.
And a freshman, Joe, 5'9", 160, Jordan Presley. And I loved it when he planted his outside leg and got upfield. That's what Homestead has to do. Plant the outside leg and get upfield against this Carmel speed.
Now down 20-0. Get the feeling, Joe Auburn, Homestead's got to get points on the board this series. There's a penalty flag thrown as, again, Presley tries to cut back to his left and would have the first down depending on how this penalty flag is going to be sorted out here.
Yeah, and this is what Homestead can't afford. They can't afford any penalties because they need to be able to sustain the drive and move the ball along. And it's going to be on Homestead that time. Looks like it's going to be a legal motion, Joe.
Gary Hamilton, our referee, said so. So it will be second down, but it'll be second down and about 7 now. 5 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the first half. That'll move the ball back to the Spartan 42-yard line. So second down, let's call it 6. 2 wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. But the Spartans have not found much productivity from their passing game so far tonight in this first half. Carmel, a good job of disguising. Now they drop 2 safeties back on second down and long. And Casey, short look, throws in the middle of the field's got a catch, and they won't get the first down, but that'll be a gain up to the 46-yard line. So a little pass in the middle. Jonah Watson on the receiving end, and it'll be third down, and let's call it a short 3 coming up for the Homestead Spartans.
Very efficient that time, but Watson's got to duck his shoulders and get upfield on that play.
Got to get to the 48 now with a ball at the 46. Third down and a long 2. Now they're going to change the play call once again. 13 on the play clock. 1 safety back right now for the Greyhounds. Now they drop another one back. Here's a quick throw, and that's a catch made. That's Kreider. Spins. He's to the 40-yard line, steps out of bounds.
Nice.
Right around the Carmel 37-yard line, and that may be the first time they've been in Greyhound territory tonight.
And that a boy, Austin Kreider, the senior, Austin goes, 5'10", 175. That time he runs the quick out and is able to spin his hips so fast to break the tackle to get upfield. That's a one-on-one matchup that if I'm Homestead, I come back to, Joe.
3 wide to the right side. Casey rolls to his right, looks, throws on the run, and that one is intercepted at the 23-yard line. Here's a return across the 25 to the 30 near sideline, and it'll be Carmel in business once again as that pick. I think that was Nick Mazza on the interception. But it'll be Carmel denying the Homestead drive and stopping things. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Greyhound 37-yard line.
And Casey rolled to the right, and he had an option. He had a receiver underneath on the out, or he could throw the post corner. Mazza was baiting him to throw the post corner. Casey throws it deep. Mazza jumps in front of the lane and gets the interception. You have to be patient, and that's where Casey will learn that, Joe, as he gets older playing the position. Take what they give you, move the chains. Don't make a big mistake.
Now Victor put 2 protectors back in. They'll run up the middle. No, it's a fake run to the left side. That's Michael Victor. Fake the handoff up the middle and then rolls to his left, and he'll gain about 3 yards, maybe 4 yards, up close to the 40-yard line inside of 4 minutes time remaining in the first half.
And I thought Victor was going to pitch that football. He had the ability to pitch the football. It would have been a long run for Carmel, but he just looked a little bit unsure running the option, and I think everybody was shocked, even Victor, he didn't hand the ball to Watkins.
Stephen Watts is the running back now, lined up behind, a little offset to the left side behind Michael Victor, that quarterback. Pistol alignment, 2 wide to the right. Victor barking out the signals. Now wants to throw the ball. Time of the pocket. Throws near sideline. That ball incomplete. It was underthrown. Coverage that time as one of the linebackers dropped back there. Might have been Hunter Terrell, but incomplete.
tell you, Taj Curry is a good-looking athlete, Joe. 6'3", 165. And I don't know if he's going to want to play basketball at the next level or football, but he could be a heck of a corner at the next level.
Joe, that was Cameron Shannon. You talked about him earlier.
Yes,
he's a freshman,
getting
a lot of reps here.
Yeah, they've got a couple of awesome freshmen, Cameron Shannon. Then we saw the running back. From Homestead, Jordan Presley. So really some good young talent, and Shannon's really a player to watch for in the future.
3rd down and 7. They'll run the ball, and here's Vic Tripp, sweep to the left side, turns the corner, and he's got the first down. Well, let's see where he went out of bounds on the far side. Had to get up to about his own 46, maybe close to the 47.
I think he's going to be about a yard short. Yeah, he's going to be a yard short, and I thought Vic Tripp had it, Joe, but Ivory Wilson, only 5'9", 135, shoots up from his defensive back position and gets Vic Tripp down. So if I'm Carmel, it's a no-brainer, right? You hand the ball to Tobias Watkins.
Or Watts is in there right now. Or Vic Tripp himself will just run it. We'll see. They're going to try it. Let's see if they come with a hard count on 4th and 1. No, they want to run a play. Here's a run up the middle, and they've got the first down. And still on his feet, that's Watts. Breaks it to the outside, inside the 30, and out of bounds around the 25. And was there an out-of-bounds hit?
Yeah, it looked like it. I don't know if the flag's going to come down. That was definitely a late hit out of bounds, but wow, how about Carmel again just shoving the pile down the field, and another big run for Carmel, and that time Stephen Watts, the backup 5'11", 180, a little bit bigger, but man, does he run hard too, Joe.
Needed a yard on 4th and 1. They got about 23. On the move again at the 3:04 mark. The Greyhounds up 20-0 already. Vic Tripp from the left side hash mark now backs away. Play clock still showing 12 seconds. They are like a machine in their execution here tonight. One back, that's been Stephen Watts on this series. A little motion now, left to right behind the line of scrimmage. As here is Vic Tripp wanting to throw, can't find anything. Scrambling to his left, buys time. Throws the left corner. That one is thrown away. Good defense that time. They were looking down the left corner for Jalen Walker, but Homestead was there to take that away, and that'll stop the clock now with 2:55 on the clock.
Obviously, Carmel's run the ball but every play, but Homestead's done a nice job against the pass, Joe. And, if they could figure out at halftime a way to slow down that run game, it'd make for a much interesting ball game.
2nd down and 10 with the ball at the 28. Again, Vic Tripp barking at the signals. Looks to hand it off. Watts sweeping the left this time. They got a hold of him, and there's a penalty flag.
Nice play that time for Homestead. Hunter Terrell comes up and makes that tackle, Joe. That's a heck of a play by Terrell to come up and make that. I think going to have holding on Carmel too, but what a play for the linebacker to come up and make that tackle, Joe.
R.J. Carpenter was also in on that play defensively. And that is a penalty that Homestead is going to accept. That'll push the Greyhounds back to the Homestead 39-yard line with 2:49 remaining in this first half.
That's the 6th penalty for Carmel, and I'd be willing to bet that's a season high.
So it'll be second down, and about 21 from the 39-yard line. Vic Tripp straight drop. Will he screen the ball? Throws it, nearly threw it away. That's a catch. And still they run inside the 30-yard line to the 29. That was a lollipop out there, Joe Walburn, but they managed to make a positive yardage on it.
Yeah, it was a definite lollipop out there. I didn't think the Carmel running back that time, Stephen Watts, was going to get to it, but not only does he haul it in, he breaks a big hit out there, breaks a big tackle out there, and more positive yards.
Yeah, 13, so it's 3rd down and 10. Vic Tripp with 3 wide to the right, the wide side of the field now. Has the snap, he'll hand it off, or is it a zone keeper? It's going to zone read, and there's Vic Tripp, and he dances down the left sidelines inside the 20, looking inside the 10, is all the way down to the 8-yard line. And fancy footwork once again, Michael Vic Tripp executing perfectly the zone option read.
Yeah, excellent read by Vic Tripp. He had only the defensive end to beat, and he steps out of the tackle and gets the ball downfield. So it just seems like everything's clicking for Carmel. They're getting in, they're calling their plays to the line of scrimmage, getting lined up, and just really running the ball down Homestead. So I bet Carmel's probably 220, 250 yards in the ground so far, Joe, in this game.
They'll have it 1st and goal at the Homestead 8-yard line. Watts stays in as the running back now. And here's Vic Tripp looking, does he hand the ball off? And there's Watts. Fights Fights his way to the 5, got another yard off tackle the left side to the 4-yard line. Watts a little bit bigger as he goes. Well, they list him at 180. Looks bigger than Watkins. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line now. Clock at 1:15, time remaining. Here in the first half, 20-0. Homestead trying to deny him another score. Clock runs down to 1:09. Gary Hamilton, our referee, stopped the clock, and might be an equipment issue for one of the Spartans. Can't exactly tell what the delay was, and looks like that issue has been taken care of, and now they'll wind the clock once again and wind down to approach 1 minute. Victrip looking, hands the ball off. Here's Watts, steps out of a tackle, backpedaling to the end zone, and a touchdown. So Stephen Watts, for the first time tonight, at the 1:01 mark, in all Carmel here tonight in Fort Wayne. As Watts backpedals into the end zone, officially from 4 yards out. So the Greyhounds produce points off that interception, and now a high elevated kick by Nick Stacy. He's back in there, and it is good to make it 26-0 with 1:01 on the clock. And we'll be back with the Greyhounds kickoff. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Every day, Fast Signs helps businesses like yours with their visual communications. We ask the right questions, recommend smart solutions, and help you build your business. Our knowledgeable consultants uncover your communication challenges and provide visible solutions. At Fast Signs, we're innovators, planners, and designers. We're more than fast, more than signs, and we're more than ready to help. Contact Fast Signs today.
Text the word Fast Signs to 90407 to receive sales and discounts.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Well, for the Spartans, it's try again now as they're ready to receive another Carmel kickoff in this 27-0 Carmel lead. So 1:01 remaining in the first half. Coughlin ready to approach again with a big right-footed kick. He's kicking it down deep again, and return from the 5 this time. And Kreider trying to turn the corner right side, does, tripped up, dances down the right sidelines across the 20-yard line, but stepped out of bounds somewhere across the way. Maybe back around the 15 is where one of the officials is lining things up. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Homestead Spartans, but they have dug themselves a hole here in this regional championship matchup against the vaunted Carmel Greyhounds. Kreider stays in wide to the left side. Clock ran down to 54.3 seconds remaining. Nathan Ibikwo has got the coverage. Now Kreider comes in motion, and here's a Kreider trying to take that ball. The ball popped free. That's a loose ball. It's grabbed by Homestead, so they come up with the ball. Kazai rotated back. Somebody punched that ball out from Kreider's hands, and that's a loss all the way back around the 5-yard line. We're going to have a timeout by Carmel as they are out for blood in this game. They lead at 27-0, 40.45 seconds remaining in the first half, and we'll step out for the quick timeout. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Where do savvy sports fans in the Summit City go when they need to know more than just the score? It's an easy choice. No other media outlet covers the local sports scene like the Journal-Gazette. You get 7-day sideline coverage from the area's most experienced and knowledgeable sports staff. It's a commitment to Fort Wayne that the Journal-Gazette takes very seriously. When you need to know the story behind the story, nobody delivers the goods each morning like the Journal-Gazette. And even when you're on the go, you can still catch up on the latest sports news online at www.journalgazette.net or from your mobile device at www.jgmobile.net. Start your sports day right, every day, 7 days a week with the Journal-Gazette. And now, back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Spartans trying to play very, very careful here with the ball back around their own 5-yard line. Kazai looking to hand it off to Durnell. Tries to break it out to the left side. Trying to turn the corner. By the way, that's Jordan Presley. 28 rather than 38 in there. And does get a positive gain. But it was second down and long, and the run will bring it up to about the, let's see, they're going to mark that ball at the 10-yard line. So it'll be third down with 32.9 seconds remaining. Clock is stopped. Right now, let's see if Carmel has called a timeout. They're walking to the near sidelines. That's their second timeout. They've got one remaining. With 32.9 seconds remaining, we have a stoppage down below, and we'll step out as well. 27-0 Greyhounds. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Missed a great high school game recently, or simply want to revisit that game-changing electric sleigh that turned everything all around? Well, now there's a great new opportunity to do just that. Catch all the exciting action of our live radio broadcast simply by visiting SummitCitySports.com after our game broadcast. Plus, many other high school sports highlights to choose from as well. It's all new and available now at SummitCitySports.com.
And now, back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Interesting situation because they're bringing that ball back to the 5-yard line. Did not see a penalty call, but it is second down and 20 with the ball at the 5-yard line. So 32.9 seconds remaining. It will be a possession to Homestead. But dangerous, dangerous territory here. Kreider wide to the left side. And Skoronik wide to the right. But Kazai's not been able, by and large, to find them tonight in this first half. They'll run the ball again off tackle. Boy, there was a high hit. That was Presley that tried to work across the 5, got it up to about the 7. And let's see if Carmel has taken yet their third timeout. They have. They've got none remaining. 27 seconds remaining. So it'll be third down still and long. Third and about 18 when we return to Dave Walters Memorial Stadium. 27-0 Carmel. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're an aspiring pro or a recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Homestead at its own 8-yard line. Third down and 17. They want to run the ball again. Play action fake. No, they did hand it off, and it's a gain only up to the 10-yard line, so the clock will run. And Carmel cannot stop the clock now. Check the play clock. It's not been marked ready for play, so we effectively have seen our last play of the first half, but it's all Greyhounds in this first half as they have got the lead at halftime at 27-0 over the Homestead Spartans. And let's go down as soon as Joe Walburn has got
down here with Coach Zolman. Coach Zolman, that's a heck of a football team that you guys are playing. Very physical. Going to the second half, any ideas how to slow down that run game?
Well, you know, football's pretty basic. You got to get off blocks and make tackles. And we've had some opportunity to make tackles, and we've missed, and we're sticking on blocks too long. So all those things add up to getting pounded here in the first half.
Offensively, it seems like Kazai's had some success running the football. Do you think also maybe getting the passing game going will help you guys get back in the game?
Yeah, I mean, it'd stretch them a little bit. So, you know, we're going to try to keep it safe and mix it up and see what we can do.
Okay, good luck in the second half, Coach. So there you have it, Joe. Coach Zolman know they need some adjustments. Obviously, they're going to have to deal with that Carmel run game going in the second half.
Joe Auburn with Coach Chad Zolman on the field, and we'll take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with our halftime coverage. Carmel unstoppable here in the first half. They have built a 27-0 lead over the Homestead Spartans. We'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
You've heard the saying, it's all about the Benjamins. Nothing could be more true at Tom Steele Tire, where it's all about saving you money. For over 35 years, this family-owned business has been saving Fort Wayne drivers lots of Benjamins. Offering quality tires and ASE-certified mechanical service for your car, and that includes an oil change and tire rotation special, all for just $24.95. 2 convenient locations in Fort Wayne to serve you. Tom Steele Tire, not just a tire store, but a complete automotive center. Did you know the IRS tax code now consists of nearly 80,000 pages of rules and regulations? It's enough to make you cry. But now there's real affordable help right here in Fort Wayne. Walburn Financial Management, a firm that cuts right through the legalese, working hard for you, providing external solutions to bookkeeping and tax problems. Walburn Financial Management, taking flawless care of all your personal reporting, P&L, or even individual tax requirements. Give them a call, 260-459-2240. You'll sleep better at night being assured everything's taken care of. Walburn Financial Management.
Here's a money-saving tip from Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956. Exposed attic ceiling joists and ductwork, or new snow that quickly melts off your roof, means you need to add insulation. We'll fill empty sidewall cavities with insulation, even through masonry, aluminum, or vinyl siding with no unsightly holes. Plus, we'll seal your crawl space with urethane foam for a total insulation package. Call Momper now for a free, no-obligation energy analysis of your home.
A trip to downtown Fort Wayne is not complete without a stop at Rudy's at 409 West Brackenridge. Next time you're headed to the baseball game, make pre-game plans to stop in at Rudy's, where you'll find a wide assortment of adult beverages and aromas. But Rudy's is also a premier downtown location for picking up those mouth-watering DeBrand's chocolates. What better way to catch a game at Parkview Field? Make it a date for a stop at Rudy's, right across from the main Parkview Field entrance.
Behind the scenes of the making of a great play area.
I'm envisioning something really spectacular, something over the top. Let's draw up some plans.
Yes, JP.
Right away, JP. Excellent idea. Bold move, JP. We'll get right on it.
I see a large fort with a giant cannon to slide down. Let's make it historic. Tie it in with the history of Fort Wayne. And we gotta have it soft so kids of all ages can play. Let's have those blueprints on my desk by Monday morning.
Jefferson Point and Lutheran Children's Hospital ER presents Fort Wayne's largest indoor soft play area. Parents can relax while the kids explore a fort, slide down a cannon, and crawl through the 16-foot cherry blossom tree. Over 2,000 square feet of indoor play area, the largest retail play area in the state of Indiana. Bring the kids and enjoy the fun at Jefferson Point. For details, go to jeffersonshopping.com.
There's so much to see. It's where you want to be. Jefferson Point, Jefferson Point.
And now, back to the IHS AA football game of the week with Joe Parson. On Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Halftime here at Dave Walters Memorial Stadium with Joe Auburn. I'm Joe Parson, and now our IHS AA halftime show presented by McDonald's. I'm loving it, but what the crowd is not loving is this 27-0 lead by the Carmel Greyhounds at the first half. And you know, it has been just an awesome display of running talent, quick talent by this Carmel Greyhound team. Joe Auburn coming in here tonight, and how about Tobias Watkins? What did he have the first 7? All they did is go exclusively to him with a run game in the much of the first quarter. He capped things off with a 1-yard touchdown run at the 6:47 mark, and Stacy came on to add the extra point to make it 7-0. Then he ran for 23 yards at the 10:42 mark of the second quarter. The extra point by Stacy was no good, wide left. That left it still 13-0. And then on a quarterback draw call by Michael Victrup, as he rambles 14 yards at the 6:23 mark, 20-0 in favor of Carmel, and they would finish things off after an interception, with the Greyhounds taking over the ball at their own 37-yard line. That would lead to a Stephen Watts backpedaling touchdown run from 4 yards out at the 101 mark to make it 27-0 now in favor of the Carmel Greyhounds. And we were talking earlier, I just do not ever recall seeing a quicker team than we're seeing, certainly not this year, by the Carmel Greyhounds.
Yeah, very physical up front, averaging over 250 yards a man on the offensive line. But the backs are just extremely quick. And I mean, we talked about, Tobias Watkins, obviously, but even the backup to Watkins running the football, I mean, he was extremely...
Stephen Watts.
Yeah, Stephen Watts was extremely quick, too. So we knew Carmel would be physical, but we didn't expect to see this kind of speed. And I don't think Homestead really has an answer for it. And I think it really caught them off guard. They expected a Carmel team to try to run downhill, but not this kind of speed and this burst. And Carmel really hasn't had to put the football in the air in the first half. We thought we'd see, the quarterback Vittrup dominate a little bit with the run-pass option. All he's done is handed the ball off, and Carmel's dominated. So, for Coach Zolman, I must say he was a real gentleman. I was a little bit concerned to put a mic in front of him after that first half, but he was a gentleman. But he knows they got to get in there and make some adjustments. They're going to have to, bring up the safeties and try to slow down the Carmel run game. But we heard very impressive things about Carmel, and it's a first-year coach. They're a team also kind of like Bishop Dwenger in our area that has gotten so much better as the season has gone on. A tough loss to a Center Grove team, and Carmel, expects to be back in that state championship game again. So far in the first half, Joe, they really look like a state championship team.
From a Homestead standpoint, it's a 48-minute game. Yeah, they're on the short end of a 27-0 score. Carmel won the toss, deferred. They'll get the ball to start the second half, but it's got to start somewhere, and they've got to find some ability to get the football through the air to Skowronek and to Kreider. They've carried them all season long, and they've just got to find a way to get that ball threaded. They've had a couple of drops, especially in the first quarter, and things just have not gone well. And we've talked about the speed of Carmel running the football, but they fly to the football defensively too. They've got great speed, led by Noah Burks, the Wisconsin commit.
Yeah, Noah Burks is awesome. 6'3", 230, can run 4'5", 4'6", 40, and he's just chasing plays down. But you mentioned Ben Skowronek. I think he needs to be a factor. He's quiet in the first half. Austin Kreider has gotten a lot of the passes in the first half, but Skowronek, don't forget, he's a Division I player. He's going to play for Northwestern, so he needs to get involved. I think, with Kazai, I've been impressed, Joe, and maybe a little bit surprised how well he's done with his legs. I thought we'd see him throw the football more tonight. He's been effective running the football, but they have got to crank it up in the pass game, and you never know. Carmel turns a football over here. Homestead gets a couple of quick score touchdowns. The good thing about the Homestead offense is they're always in the game because they can score quickly, but Homestead needs to really get off to a good start in the third quarter. And right now, with that chalkboard talk in the locker room for Coach Zolman, you got to stop the run.
I would guess that's not a happy place to be right now in that Homestead locker room. We want to pass along some information. Our good friends at SummitCitySports.com, they are covering the Carroll Volleyball State Championship, and that, by the way, will be available at SummitCitySports.com beginning sometime on Sunday. Now, normally we talk about football and all the game replays you can see. Obviously, this game sometime tomorrow afternoon will be available at SummitCitySports.com. They're covering a couple of other games as well. But don't forget, it's not just about football. Basketball is starting, but other sports, as we mentioned. Carroll, congrats to them. A great season with their volleyball team. They're playing for a state championship, and hopefully they can come away with a trophy.
Hopefully they get the job done tomorrow for Carroll. And as far as Carmel here, Joe, a couple of stats real quick as we wrap up some of the halftime stats. Tobias Watkins had 154 yards rushing in the first half for Carmel. And as a team, the big stat of the night for Carmel, 253 yards rushing the football in the first half. Yeah, can you say, wow?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So we are at halftime, and we wait. Right on the field right now is the Homestead Marching Band. Huge numbers out there. They put on a great show and have a lot of great sound. It is halftime. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more of our halftime coverage. 27-0 Carmel. Joe will have some updates on scores when we return as well. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
If you are one of the many Hoosiers suffering for years from neck and back pain, we have good news for you. Did you know there are now new non-surgical approaches to easing, reducing, and even eliminating pain in the neck, back, and spine? You are invited to Aaron Chiropractic, located on Fort Wayne's northeast side at College Park, just off Delmar Road, to discover a new approach, a new treatment plan for pain relief and pain management. The start to a pain-free lifestyle may be just a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Call Aaron Chiropractic to set up an initial visit. Their number is 260-492-8811. One call. That can mean the return to a life without pain. Aaron Chiropractic.
You're a super fan who will tailgate anywhere. The pros? Check. College? Check. Your 8-year-old Pee-wee game? Big time. And to prepare for this ritual, you head to Meijer for freshly prepared food and licensed team apparel. Proudly display allegiance to your favorite team with our licensed short and long sleeve tees, hoodies, hats, and jerseys. Plus, load up on fresh meats, snacks, and drinks. So don't just tailgate. Tail later at Meijer.
Brought to you by Meijer. Meijer is proud to support IHSAA football. Satisfied with your bank? Have you considered a credit union? Midwest America offers about any service you need. The convenience of free mobile banking, debit cards, ATMs, free online banking and bill payer, competitive loans, mortgages, and more. Deposits insured to $500,000. Hey, consider this an invitation. Your next bank should be a credit union. Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
The market goes up, the market goes down. And if you're a typical investor, you may be playing games, trying to guess correctly when to buy, when to sell. That can be expensive and exhausting. Well, what if there was a local company with tons of investment experience to help you take some of the guesswork and worry out of investing? The name is Stifel, specializing in individual portfolio management. Stifel can help reduce the risk and worry of investing, building you a portfolio of quality, performing stocks and bonds. Give Stifel a call at 260-459-3989.
Before me is no ordinary potato. It is a potato among potatoes. A flavorful spud naturally grown and lovingly harvested for one special purpose, to become McDonald's world-famous fries. Now for $2.50, get small fries paired with a double cheeseburger, a filet-of-fish sandwich, a crispy or grilled chicken ranch snack wrap, or a 6-piece chicken McNuggets. Choose one of your favorite fries with that combos for just $2.50 today at McDonald's. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary.
So, that's the word you expect to hear when selling a home. And Rick Whitman from Century 21 Bradley can give you and your family the advice, expertise, and satisfaction to fit your needs when buying or selling a home. With Rick Whitman's nearly 40 years of can-do experience, you'll find an effective method to accomplish your goal. Select the proper loan and feel the comfort of your new home. When you think real estate, think Rick Whitman at Century 21 Bradley. Call 260-704-6565. Be sure to ask for Rick.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHS AA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Welcome back, everybody. Halftime here at Dave Walters Memorial Stadium, and it has not been a happy stadium for the home folks. Homestead blitzed by Carmel, 27-0 here at halftime. And Joe, you've got some updates on scores elsewhere.
Yeah, they're just starting the fourth quarter over in Zollner. Bishop Dwenger 17, Leo 15. So they got a real battle over there at Zollner. Over at Lewis Field late in the third quarter, Belmont 21, Lewis nothing.
That's a little surprising, huh?
That's surprising. I thought Lewis would have the firepower with their speed to beat Belmont tonight. Snyder 24, Concord 14. So that's in the third quarter. So Snyder, we know how dominant they are. Concord only had a couple of losses coming in, so we know that Concord was going to push Snyder, but so far Snyder's getting the job done.
By the way, if the Panthers go on and win that ball game, they would play in Fort Wayne next week at Northrop at Spiller Stadium. They would take on the winner between Mishawaka and South Bend Adams, but that game would be home here next Friday night.
And Mishawaka is having a good season, so I expect them to win that game. Another nail biter. They've been in a lot of them this year. Woodland 22, Whitco 19 in the fourth quarter, so another battle for Woodland.
I think Whitco is 6-5 coming in, but it's when you get well and healthy and when you are playing your best, and tournament time is a good time to do that.
And you've always said that about Indiana high school football. You can get hot late, and I think Whitco is one of those teams that's hot late. Kokomo 49, Huntington North nothing late in the third. So that's a matchup where Huntington North was able to win a playoff game and get a little bit better, but Kokomo seems to have one of the best teams they've had in years. And I think Kokomo is going to be looming down the road for Snyder too if Snyder gets past Mishawaka Marion. Adams Central is rolling on 14-0 in the third quarter over Monroe Central. Adams Central traditionally plays tough, hard-nosed football, have another good season. And then Culver Academy is beating a good Garrett team. We thought a Garrett team that kind of overachieved this year as a good team, but that game's approaching halftime and Culver's up 23-7. So that's the scoreboard. Interesting scores. I think the Dwenger-Leo game surprises me a little bit. I thought Dwenger would be much more physical running the football, but you know, Leo just lost that one game, Joe, to Belmont, and that Leo Belmont East Noble triangle is maybe better than what we think as we see the way Belmont's handling Bishop Lures.
Teams coming out for their halftime warm-ups. We'll take a quick 2-minute timeout. We'll be back with the start of the second half. Does Homestead have a comeback in them? We'll find out. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
I like things fast. That's why I like roller coasters, guitar solos, and race cars. That's also why I love Fios Internet from Frontier. Now with 1 year of Amazon Prime. I use blazing fast Fios Internet to get instant access to Amazon Prime movies and TV shows. Plus I get unlimited photo storage, music, and Kindle books. And you can't beat free 2-day shipping.
Get Fios Internet from Frontier for $24.99 per month with qualifying phone service and 1-year agreements on new internet service, and get 1 year of Amazon Prime. Call 1-888-FRONTIER.
Oh yeah, life in the fast lane.
Get Fios Internet for $24.99 per month with 30 megabits per second upload and download speed, and get 1 year of Amazon Prime included. Call 1-888-FRONTIER. Limited time offer for qualifying services. Taxes, fees, and other restrictions apply. 1 year of Amazon Prime service included with 1 year agreement on new internet service. A maximum $100 early termination fee applies. Subject to availability. Fios Marks owned by Verizon Trademark Services, LLC, and used under license.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're an aspiring pro or recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
You've heard the saying, it's all about the Benjamins. Nothing could be more true at Tom Steele Tire, where it's all about saving you money. For over 35 years, this family-owned business has been saving Fort Wayne drivers lots of Benjamins. Offering quality tires and ASE-certified mechanical service for your car, and that includes an oil change and tire rotation special, all for just $24.95. 2 convenient locations in Fort Wayne to serve you. Tom Steele Tire, not just a tire store, but a complete automotive center.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Getting ready for the start of the second half with Joe Auburn. I'm Joe Parson. This is just the third time the meeting between these two teams over the last 30 years. Homestead won back in 1998. They beat Carmel 20-3 in a regional championship back then. And then the Greyhounds reciprocated in 2006 when they beat Homestead 21-0.
I was there that night in 1998. I'm dating myself now, and I also did the color for the state championship game that year when Homestead had Kelly Durnell at quarterback.
Gotcha.
And Bloomington South had a guy by the name of Rex Grossman. How's that for a little history? That's hard to believe. We'll come up on 20 years in a few years in that, but that was a great Homestead team. That was a physical Homestead team. And I remember how they handled Carmel that night. They beat them at the point of attack, Joe.
They wish they had some of those troops here tonight, I believe.
98.
27-0 our score here at halftime. It was a 7-0 Carmel lead at the end of the first quarter. Tobias Watkins just ran roughshod over Homestead, but they put 20 more on the board in the second quarter and really had a chance late in the second quarter maybe to tack on more. And the Spartans might feel fortunate just being down 27-0 at this point.
Yeah, they're going to need some stops, and they're going to need to stop this run and get their offense on the field, sustain some drives, and maybe get a couple scores here quick to get back in the game here in the third quarter.
And Homestead tries to go onside. There's a loose ball, a scramble for. I believe Homestead may have it.
Sure do. Homestead has it. Up here comes the flag now.
Did it go 10 yards?
Yeah, I think that's going to be an issue with 10 yards, but if Carmel touches that ball first, it shouldn't make a difference. So if I'm Coach Zolman, I am out there arguing my case like crazy, and they're going to call illegal touching on Homestead. That's a shame because that would have been a great momentum play. And I thought Carmel touched that football, Joe.
I did too.
And if they touch it, that's a live football, even if it doesn't go 10 yards. So I would be barking like crazy if I'm Coach Zolman because that's the break you need.
Well, I think some of the coaching staff is out there a couple of steps from the sidelines, but you don't win those arguments, unfortunately, and it'll be Carmel's football 1st and 10 at the Homestead 48. But I like the idea. Nearly were able to pull it off.
It's a great call, gutsy call, and that could have been a real shot in the arm starting off the second half.
Carson Cox in there, one of the linebackers, getting a start here tonight, the junior linebacker. And, of course, Michael Victrup has gone all the way at quarterback and came in with 1,793 passing yards. That's really not, he's not had to rely on his arm so much tonight. Now the H-back in motion, Vitorito to the right side. They want to sweep that way, or is it going to be a quarterback keeper call? They hit him from the blind side, but Victrup pulls tacklers with them inside the 45 of Homestead to the 44.
And you can see Victrup could really excel for Air Force. You could see him being that Air Force type of option quarterback. He has that tough physicality and really carries that 205 well.
Joe, you talked about it earlier. You got to have the physical aspects, the mental aspects, and also the academics. Got to believe he's got it all. Here's a run up the middle again, second effort, and let's see if that is Tobias Watkins as he has a first down at the Homestead 38-yard line.
And he takes his rushing total up to 160 yards. So Watkins steaming on the way up to a 200-yard night run, the football, and we're seeing more of that run game for Carmel. And the issue now in the second half with the run game, Joe, is that's going to really shrink the clock.
It's almost a methodical, can I put it in the vernacular, butt kick here tonight?
Yeah, it is. It's woodshed. This is woodshed, but Homestead needs to get up there and stop this run.
Jalen Walker and split wide to the right side. Play clock inside of 10 now. They walk away, resetting well. They want to run the offense now, and they'll shift to Watkins as a protector off to the left side. They'll give the ball to him, counter run to the right side. This time a little better defense by Homestead. But again, Watkins breaks tackles and carries tacklers with them, and will bring it to about the 35, maybe the 34-yard line. He'll pick up about 4.
Yeah, that was better defense that time, but you're right, Joe. Watkins doesn't go down the first hit, and I never mind a back that's short, Joe. A lot of people say, well, he doesn't have the size. Are you kidding me? How do you find him in between your offensive linemen that all go about 6'2 or 6'3?
Second down, and let's call it 6. Victrup barking out the signals, does want to throw. Looks, quick throw to the right. He's got a fingertip catch at the 31, out of bounds right away. And let's see if that's the big tight end, Raftel.
Looks like it that time, Joe.
So that's short of the first down. It'll be third down and 4, so they'll pick up a couple. Clock inside of 10 minutes. No huddle offense for the Greyhounds. They work from the right side hash mark, 3 wide to the left. Victrup out of the pistol once again. Waiting for the snap, and does hand it off, and there's Watkins, dances the way to the right side. He's got a first down at the 20, down to the 15, and he's just lightning quick. Dancing, breaking, and bobbing and weaving to the right side, and you can't get to that little scatterbug.
No, you can't. It reminds me a little bit of Barry Sanders, the way Barry Sanders could kind of jump cut and jump around and jump to the left and jump to the right. That's really Tobias Watkins' run style, and it complements a big oversized offensive line, because if you don't see him, you're in trouble. If you get to him, you're in trouble. So difficult to tackle.
Victrup to the air, throws the home run ball down the right side. The ball is fought for, and I think it's out of bounds. No catch, no touchdown. Well defended, 2 covers back that time for the Spartans.
You're not going to beat Taj Curry. I think Taj Curry is the best defensive back in the area. Now, we talked about, I mean, he carried Homestead down at the very end of that basketball championship. That was unbelievable, his foul shooting in a pressure moment. But he could play basketball or football. But I think football may be where he can make some money, Joe.
Second down and 10 at the 13. Again from the right side hash mark. Motion right to left. Read option again on a sweep. All out of running room. Easy touchdown run for Jalen Walker. So he becomes the 4th rushing touchdown of the night for the Carmel Greyhounds at the 9:16 mark. They're on the board yet again.
And I think the most impressive thing is with that drive, Joe, they're over 300 yards rushing now. So, wow. I mean, you don't have to even really put the ball in the air. So just dominant at the point of attack, a physical football team, a team that's getting better and getting ready to go with the playoff run.
Stacy next through the extra point, and that'll make it 34-0 now in favor of the Greyhounds. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Every small business person has the same dread: taxes, reports, and bookkeeping. What are you to do? You know you can't afford the big guys to keep you legal and solvent. Well, now there's Walburn Financial Management to save the day. Here's their number. You're going to want to remember this one: 260-459-2240. That's 459-2240. Why? Well, Walburn Financial Management specializes in the little guy. With reasonable rates and sensible retainers, Walburn Financial Management, simply perfect for the small business budget. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on WGL Fort Wayne, Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
It has been a night to forget if you're a Homestead Spartan fan. They trail at 34-0. And Joe, one of the things I'd comment, and I'll wait after this kickoff right now, is Coughlin approaching right side again. Kicks it long and deep down the left side. That'll be returned, though, from the 3. And it's, let's see, it's a return by Anderson. Anderson stop and go move across the 15 and got it up just short of the 20 to about the 18. You know, when you watch a team, normally they have a great running back, and you really can lock on him visually because he's got a unique running style. I'm watching these Carmel Greyhounds. They all look alike. They're all quick, and they've all got the same type of moves.
Totally, you're right. They're very short, very compact, and very quick. And I always felt like, you know, I watched a lot of football and played it. I always felt like a kid who was about 5'8", 5'9", about 200 pounds running the football. I always felt like he was the toughest to go against because he's hard to see, and he's so quick with his feet.
Now they put Skronik in motion, resets on the left wing, but they want to run the ball that way. No, here's Kazai again, but this is a little better defense, trying to turn the corner, and he does. Kazai made something out of nothing that time, and one of the few times that they had containment, Carmel did, the defensive left side, they couldn't get him.
Yeah, and Carmel's done a good job tonight keeping Kazai boxed in, but Kazai's a good athlete, and Kazai can really pick him up and put him down too with the speed. So right now Carmel's playing a little bit looser with their 3-4, kind of wanting Homestead to throw the ball a little bit, Joe.
Corner Nick Mazza thought he had him lined up, but he could not make the play. Now they'll run the ball, a little counter run. It was 2nd down and 4. They're going to get a couple of yards with a gain across the 25. It'll be 3rd down coming up, and Homestead just got to have something. Got to have something. They trail at 34-0.
They need to attack the secondary. I mean, we knew Carmel was strong across the linebackers with 3-4, but we felt like throwing the football, you know, Homestead would have an advantage at that, Joe. I know Carmel's got some, Alex Atkins leads them in interceptions, you know, out in the safety position. They got some strength at safety, but their strength is in their linebacking core. Homestead should be able to throw the ball on Carmel.
Play clock at 5. Kazai now ready to put the play in motion. They need a yard. They'll run the Landon. No, it's Kazai again working right side, and he's got the 1st down, and he just ran over a couple of the Greyhounds, got it to the 30-yard line. I believe it's a 1st down. They do move the chains.
And that's a good effort with Kazai. And the thing about Homestead is, you know Skronik and Kreider and these guys are seniors, but Homestead really felt like they were ahead of schedule this year, Joe. They have some really good freshmen like Shannon coming up. Kazai's only a junior, so they really felt like they really overachieved this year.
Skronik lines up tight to the left side off of motion. And now Carmel trying to adjust. Still 11 on the play clock. We have 7:55 remaining in this 3rd quarter. 34-0 in favor of the Greyhounds. Kazai wants to throw. Looks, can't find anything, and they've got him buried. Tried to run up the middle, but ran out of time. And that was Jake Leach who came in there and finished him off on a safety blitz.
And Homestead just ran, you know, they ran all their routes deep that time. Looked like everybody was running a go route. You know, they've got to run some shorter underneath routes. So Kazai, exactly, they got to drop the ball off so Kazai has a little bit of help. That time, everybody was running a go route.
He just does not have the kind of time to go long and deep vertical. So second down after the loss, 2nd and 13 with the ball back at the 28 now. Kazai once and now spins to his left nicely, but they've got him again for a sack, this time back around the 16-yard line. And Noah Burks was there.
Yeah, and Kazai's extremely quick, and that spin move has worked all season long for Kazai. Doesn't work against the Wisconsin recruit, against Noah Brooks. 6'3", 230, can run a 4.5 40. You might as well put a grizzly bear out there, put a number 4 uniform on him, and try to run away from a grizzly bear. That's what Noah Burks is for Carmel. And maybe Greyhounds. Maybe Greyhounds is appropriate tonight because we're seeing some serious speed.
Big Greyhounds. So it's 3rd down and forever now. Kazai looks over the middle. He's got a catch by Landon Nernell, and then he coughed up the ball. Let's see if they're going to rule it a catch and a fumble. And it looks like they will, and it'll be Carmel's ball.
I don't think he ever had it. I think he had it for a moment and was worried about the tacklers coming, but they're going to say he made a football move and give it back to Carmel. So Carmel's just going to continue to roll on here, Joe.
Fumble recovery, and Carmel's got it into Homestead territory, and they'll mark that at the 21-yard line.
And quickly, we'll go through the scoreboard. Late in the 4th quarter over at Zollner, it's Bishop Dwenger 17, Leo 15. So what a battle over there. In the 3rd quarter, Lures is on the board now. It's Belmont 21, Bishop Lures 7. In the 3rd quarter, Snyder 24, Concord 14. Woodland hanging on late in the 4th, 22-19 over Whitco. Kokomo piles it on 57-0 over Huntington. And Adams Central 14-6 over Monroe.
Comes a sweep left side. That's it. Watkins. This time they get an ankle, and that's enough to bring him down. That was Hunter Terrell that holding on for dear life till he got some help from his friends.
Yeah, Hunter Terrell's a heck of a ball player, and also only a junior. Another underclassman for Homestead. He's having a good game tonight, Joe.
No gain, so that will bring up 2nd down and 10 with 5:54 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Just a one wide to the right, that's Jalen Walker. He's run for a touchdown tonight. And out of the pistol again, Victrip looking and does hand the ball off. No, he wants to throw the ball back to the left side. He's got the ball off the fingertips. It was a little fake and a run to the left side by Tobias Watkins, but he could not find the handle. That was 6. If he holds on, it'll be incomplete.
And he beat Moses Garrido, another junior, 6 feet, 195 pounds, and he had him beat and just couldn't hang on to that football. And I know the quarterback that time, Victrup, is thinking to Watkins, come on, man, I've given you the ball all night. You're holding on to everything. I drop the teardrop on you and you drop it.
It was coming back anyway. There's a penalty against Carmel. So that's going to back them up to the 34-yard line. It will remain 2nd down, but 2nd down and very long.
Well, you watch this game and you have to think, my gosh, how good, like you said, was Cincinnati LaSalle, and how good is Center Grove?
By the way, that's a very tough assignment for the linebacker, Moses Gerardo, trying to keep up with Watkins. And they drop the throw again. Victor, quick release, near side's got a catch at the 22. They'll get that penalty yardage back. It'll bring up 3rd down now as a quick releasing. That's a catch by Marcus Perkins, 6-foot senior, his first catch of the night. So 3rd down in about 9.
Yeah, a chance for Homestead to get a stop here. So now we're starting to see the passing a little bit by Victor up to see. We're getting to see a little bit of his arm.
Clock continues to roll. It'll run inside of 5 minutes now on this snap. Victrip out of the pistol, one wide to the right from the left side hash mark. Looks left, wants to throw, flush to his right. Being chased and wrapped up and nearly got away, but dropped back around outside the 20 at around the 23-yard line. And one of the few times Homestead's been able to get to Michael Victrip.
Yeah, that time it was a nice play. Looked like Chase got out there and got him, Joe. So that was good defense that time, and the defensive line rose up for Homestead to get a stop.
Moses Gerardo got in there as well.
Yeah, Gerardo was there too.
Now we're going to see a long field goal attempt of about 41 yards. They are 5 of 8 in field goal attempts. 41-yarders got the distance. Does he have the angle? Looks off to the left, and it's no good. But Stacy gave that one a ride, but misses from 41 yards out, so Homestead keeps it 34-0, and now we'll see what the Spartan offense can do.
Yeah, that looked good. That looked like a professional kick, didn't it? He just missed it to the left, but all kinds of weapons for Carmel. So now we'll see if Homestead get a little offense going here. It'd be nice if we can go down and get on the board.
I looked at some of the numbers coming into this ball game. Nothing really jumped off the stat sheet, Joe. You looked last week against Fishers. You know, the Carmel had 195 yards through the air. They also ran for 284 yards. I mean, that's a lot, balanced attack.
Sure.
But tonight they just have outquicked Homestead. Here's a quick out pattern that was nearly picked off as Mazza was reading the pass intended for Skronik, but it was off target back to the field side of Skronik.
And I can tell, looking at Skronik's body language, he's frustrated right now. Looked like Kazai was throwing the hook, Skronik was running the out, and I can tell Skronik just wants the football at this point.
Well, he's had a great career here, and you know you're running out of time. 4 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and you're down in a big hole. Screen coming to the left. They've got a catch, and that might be Crowder. On the little screen, works his way out to about the 24, maybe the 25-yard line. And
that's his game. That's his game, is the screen game, to snatch that ball and get upfield. So a nice play with Crowder, and wow, has he had an explosive season too, Joe. 14 touchdown catches on the year.
But it will be third down and a long 5. As they try to get the ball out to about their own 30-yard line. 3 wide to the right side. Kazai wants to throw, looking in the pocket, steps up, throws, a crossing pattern, catch is made 30-yard line. And fighting his way up to the 35 as the Spartans get a play and conversion that time as Austin Kreider again on the crossing pattern makes the catch.
And he's a kid, not the biggest kid, Joe, but he would be a great kid to end up over at St. Francis. I'm telling you, he is talented and he's fast. And can you see him in the St. Francis offense?
Well, I'm sure Seth Coate can.
Maybe I should keep my mouth shut, huh?
His old buddy. You never know who's listening.
That's right.
So 1st and 10. And here's, well, they gave it up to Donnell, and he met a wall.
Wow.
Nothing doing there. As Jack Van Remortel came up, and he's a big sophomore linebacker, 213 pounds, 6'2".
Yeah, and he's hoping to put the size on and end up like Burks is ending up with the big-time Division I scholarship. But Carmel strong across their linebackers, Joe.
No weaknesses, Joe, that we can see.
No, not at all. And it makes you wonder how good Center Grove, to think Center Grove beat them earlier in the season.
Do you know what they say on any given night?
That's right.
But Homestead had to come out and execute, and they just have not been able to get things going. Now they got Jordan Presley back in there as Kazai throws down the middle, and he's looking, and he can't find a deep post pattern was run by Kreider, but Kazai had to get rid of it.
And Kreider had a step on the Carmel defender, but Kazai had to get rid of the football because of the rush. And that's extremely frustrating when you're playing in the pocket and you need that last half second to make that connection, and you just can't get it, especially when the rush comes up the middle.
You know, watching Carmel's defenders, 2 safeties back, Joe, and normally a lot of team defenses, they'll play right at the first down stick, but Carmel's so confident in their quickness, they have that little extra cushion. They feel they can react. 3rd down and 10. They try to get out to the 45 now. Kazai drops to throw, steps up. He can run, and he does run the 35 to the 40, breaks a tackle and falls down at the 41. Just lost his footing, got slowed up just a little bit that time by Van Remortel. And now it'll be 4th down and 4.
I think you go for it. I guess they're not, but I would roll the dice.
Kazai comes up limping a little bit. And
yeah, he twisted his knee, Joe. He made the move and broke the first tackle, but when he went to cut back up, he twisted his knee that time, Joe. That didn't look real natural the way he went down. He's limping pretty noticeably out there.
Kazai does the punting, sets up at his own 26-yard line. Walker's back in punt return for the Greyhounds. 1:50 remaining. Good delivery on the snap, and Kazai gets it away. High hanging ball. And this will be returned from the 25-yard line, and they just run right by would-be tacklers as they kick return. Got a new number out there now, and that was Alex Akins. Akins with a run right up the middle. And again, you know, Chad Zolman's not going to be happy about that. You can't reach for these guys. You've got to drive at the belt buckles.
No, you can't. And a couple of updates, Joe. Dwanger's just scored over at Zollner. So Dwanger 24, Leo 15. The Belmont and Lures game has gone final. Belmont 21, Bishop Lures 7.
That's a shocker.
That's a shocker. So Lures season's over with. Snyder 24. 24, Concord 14 in the third. Woodland hangs on against Whitco 22-19.
Merriweather on the screen, 40-45, first down, brought down from behind. A penalty flag is thrown. Once again, one of the new guys in there, that was Hunter Terrell. Well, he's not a new guy, but caught up with him from behind, but there is a penalty. Carmel's moving back.
And Mayweather, he's a good-looking athlete too, Joe. He's only a junior. He came in tonight with 30 catches for 486 yards and 4 touchdowns. And he's another weapon on the outside with the speed.
Joe, all these guys, quick steps, and they're just almost interchangeable.
Another final, Joe. Kokomo 57, Huntington North nothing. Adams Central's game's tightening up 14-6, and Culver's in control of Garrett. So Woodland hangs on. Belmont gets the victory. So a couple of teams that haven't won sectionals for quite a while, Joe.
Is that Woodland a final?
That's a final.
Deep handoff, zone read. No, they hand it off, and Bowling goes way to midfield and into. They got a first down into Homestead territory. And let's see if that's Watkins or Watts back in there as the running back. And it looks like it'll be Stephen Watts. Yeah,
Watts is a good-looking player, too. I mean, we were so impressed with Watkins, but how about the speed and power of Stephen Watts?
Both Watkins and Watts are seniors. And 1st and 10 now at the Homestead 47 for the Greyhounds. In control of things tonight. Victrup wants to throw left side. He's got Merriweather up, and he's got the catch inside the 10 to the 5 and got to the 1. Driven out of bounds. Kronick caught up to him, but that time the ball delivered nicely by Victrup. And nearly a touchdown again for the Greyhounds, but they'll have it 1st and goal from inside the 5 at about the 1.
And that's the efficiency of Victrup. And you begin to understand the efficiency because Carmel runs the ball so hard. Now in the second half, you see Victrup just drop those passes in there. So the run game really opens up the pass game for Carmel.
Rothnoll comes back in, the 6'7" tight end. They'll have him tight to the left side. Stephen Watts stays in. There's the running back now. 34-0. And Carmel on the move again. They'll give the Watts up the middle, and boy, an easy drive into the end zone. The seas parted in the middle. It'll be officially a 2-yard run by Stephen Watts, his 2nd touchdown run of the night.
And, you know, last year Carroll got really whacked at the regional, and Carroll hadn't lost a game. You know, this year Homestead comes in. Felt like they were more battle-tested, Joe, but Carmel's a beast coming up here in the regional. Best high school football team I've seen in a while, Joe.
Yeah, they've got a lot of the pieces. Now here's that young lady in there to attempt the extra point, and booms it up and good. Didn't get it. She wears the same. The reason we're confused, she wears the same number 1 as Nick Stacy, but converts it and makes it 41-0. And we'll be back here to Dave Walters Memorial Stadium. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Hi, Charlie Momper here from Momper Insulation. It's never too late to add insulation. You'll be amazed at the results when our Momper professionals retrofit your walls and attics with high-quality insulation. When we're finished, you'll stay warmer and hopefully save money on your heating bills as well. Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956. Call today at 432-75.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Homestead fans wondering, will this be the possession when something good happens for the Spartans? We'll find out. Matt Anderson tracking it down at the 4. On the kick return near side, 15. Up to about the 20. Takes a big hit, holds on. And here come the Spartans once again trying to get something going, but it has been a tough night with 46 seconds remaining in the third quarter on the short end of a 41-0 score.
And as you look ahead for Carmel, it's either going to be Penn or Maryville. I think Penn will probably win that game, so Carmel's going to have to go on the road again and go up and beat Penn at their place. So Carmel's had an awful lot of road games, and then there's 2 weeks between the semi-state and the state championship, and it'll be interesting if it'll be Center Grove or possibly Cathedral waiting for them. So big boy ball.
I think I heard somebody for the Carmel Greyhounds saying they hope they don't play against Cathedral. Yep. Here's a pass left side. There's a catch made at midfield, and the first positive play Big-time play for the Spartans. They're all the way down to the 26-yard line.
And that's what they needed. And it was Jonah Watson that time, the 5'10", 180-pound senior, who gets free on the release. And Kazai just zips the ball up the field in the skinny post. And the first really big play of the game for Homestead, Joe.
Some positive things to build on right now. Final 34 seconds of the quarter, though. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line of the Greyhounds for Homestead. Jordan Presley stays in as the running back, the freshman running back now. And 2 wide to the right side. They want to run the ball with, no, it's a play action fake. They throw the ball, and Jonah Watson had it and dropped it at the 5.
And that was a touchdown. Watson made such a great play the play before, and that one he can't bring in. And all of a sudden, those routes are wide open.
But that's the way the night has gone for Homestead.
Yeah. And another score update, Joe, late in the 4th. Leo answers Bishop Dwenger. Bishop Dwenger 24, Leo 22. Dwenger trying to hang on over at Zollner Stadium with the pesky Leo Lion team.
2nd down and 10, still 16 seconds and change on the clock here. Kreider sets up in the slot to the right side. Split wide of him is Jonah Watson again. And Kazai looks, throws the quick, and there's a catch made at the 20-yard line, but Carmel's all over it defensively quickly. So they'll gain only a couple of yards. Watson on the catch this time. And we're down to 4 seconds. I don't believe that Homestead's going to get a play off here. We should go to the 4th quarter, and we will. 41-0. Homestead on the short end. Can they at least get something on the board here to salvage in the 4th quarter? We will find out. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Hi, this is Russ Isaacs, former head football coach and athletic director at Snyder High School. I can tell you from personal experience that next to winning a championship, nothing compares to receiving a championship ring. The ring is a culmination of high achievement and adds tremendously to a student-athlete's self-esteem.
Take it from the coach. Honor your achieving student-athlete with a championship ring from Signature Style Jewelry. Join the winner's circle. Get a free price quote and your artwork today. Call Todd Oliver at 800-273-8124, extension 3. That's 800-273-8124, extension 3. Write it down, 800-273-8124, extension 3. Or email him at todd@signaturestylegewelry.com. That's Todd at signaturestylegewelry.com. Signature Style Jewelry, the leading online retailer of championship rings, class rings, and fashion jewelry.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Carmel in the lead. We head to the 4th quarter, 41-0, but Homestead trying to get something here in the late going. They have 3rd down and 5 at the Greyhound 21. From the right side hash mark, Kazai, short drop, looks right, throws the fade to the right corner. That's too far. Intended for Connor Fitzharris down the right sidelines. And now it'll be 4th down and 5.
And I just don't like that play there because Fitzharris, there's such a small window to fit the ball in there. And that time Fitzharris just gets pushed out of bounds.
He'll stay in the game, wide to the short side to the right. 2 wide to the left, including Kreider. Jonah Watson up in the slot to the left side. Skoronik stays in kind of tight to the right.
And that's who I'd look for here, just to get the 5 yards.
Well, guess what? He's got double coverage, too, there on the right side. The blitz is coming defensive left side. Kazai, quick throw to the left, has got a catch at the 10 to the 5. Watson, did he get to the pylon? No, he's down at the 1. No, another official calls touchdown.
Yeah, late call, but a touchdown for Homestead, and Homestead's on the board, Joe.
At the 11:46 mark, it took a while for the Spartans to engineer something into the end zone. 21-yard touchdown pass from Kazai, and credit to Jonah Watson. He's been the featured receiver much of the second half, and on the money, just legged it out the final 10 yards into the end zone, diving for the pylon and stretched out and broke the play of the goal with the ball.
Yeah, Watson's a good athlete to be able to stretch that ball out, so it's nice to see Homestead get a touchdown.
Noah Nepper has been doing a lot of the kicking late in the second half, and let's see if the kick is on the way, and it is good. So add 1 to the Homestead total. They're on the board, and the shutout is averted. They trail it now 41-7 with a stoppage down below. We'll stump out. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Next time you're downtown and needing to feed your sweet tooth, you're just a few steps away from Rudy's, Fort Wayne's perfect location for stocking up on those famous to brands gourmet chocolates the Summit City is famous for. Rudy's is located just catty corner from the main entrance to Parkview Field. In fact, Rudy's is a great place to meet up with friends before an event at the ballpark. There's even outside patio seating, ideal for relaxing after work. With a wide assortment of adult beverages and aromas to choose from as well, Rudy's, distinctly different in downtown Fort Wayne.
And now back to the IHS AA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Carmel not dropping anybody really back deep. One back at a 30-yard line. They're expecting Homestead, who started the second half trying an onside kick and nearly came away with that one. They'll try again as 10 men up within about 10 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, why not?
Got nothing to lose at this point, down 41-7. They need the ball back. Need instant scores here. So Nepper will try the onside attempt. And he does drag it to the right side. That ball is fought for, and let's see, scramble for it, but looks like Carmel had Alex Akins come up there and grab control of it. It'll be 1st and 10, just short of midfield. Carmel at their own 49.
Probably get a big dose of the run game now for Carmel. Quick update with Snyder. Snyder's now ahead 27-14.
So they've added a field goal.
Yep, heading into the fourth quarter with Concord. The only other game still going on is last report we had was 24-22 Dwenger late in the fourth over at Zollner over Leo.
Let's see now if the Greyhounds are bringing in Carmel. Homestead got the ball. It is a kickoff.
I didn't see the signal on that one, Joe.
So they do get the ball. Here's Kronik took the ball and took a big hit right to. At the same time, there was Jacob Leach that came out. He's only 5'6".
Yeah, and Skronik's hurt on that. And let's hope that's not serious. Looks like it was his ankle or possibly his knee. He had planted to make the catch, and that was a big hit that he took from the safety.
He's down, seated right at the 30-yard line, so there is going to be an injury timeout while they tend to Ben Skronik. And with that injury timeout brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine, a winning combination with the IHS AA. We'll take a timeout 41-7 with 11:39 remaining in regulation. This is IHS AA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Trust the doctors at the IPFW Athletics and the Fort Wayne Comets Trust. Aaron Chiropractic is well known for providing quality yet cost-effective care for sports injuries, muscle, or joint problems. They're one of the only clinics in the region to provide its patients with pain relief utilizing numerous therapies, including acupuncture, massage, and rehabilitation. Aaron Chiropractic is conveniently located in Northeast Fort Wayne. Find us on the web at aaronchiro.com or call 492-8811 to schedule an appointment.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHS AA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Homestead keeps it on the ground. By the way, Skronik did limp off. He was assisted a little bit, trying to kind of shake it off a little bit. And we'll see if he's able to come back into this game. But right now it's 3rd down and 3 for Homestead. They did get the onside kick recovery. So trying to capitalize on that, and down 41-7. Got to think that they're in 4-down yardage area regardless. Kazai dropping the throw, looking, dances, throws a crossing pattern. That's short of the 1st down. Fitzharris made the catch at the 40. That's right back at the line of scrimmage. So it'll still be 4th down and long too.
Yeah, if they could just get a little bit of protection with Kazai. Austin Kreider's running open on some of these deep routes, so we'll see what they want to run here. They've had some success with the option game with Kazai, and maybe you work just to pick up the 1st down, but Kreider's man-to-man on the outside, and he's had some success getting open.
Watson up in the slot to the left side, and he's had some success. Just one safety back as Kazai throws quickly, and there's Kreider, has the ball. He's got the 1st down. No, they dropped the ball. And that's been A lot of the problem tonight for Homestead, they've not been able to catch footballs, and that'll cost them the turnover on downs. It'll be Carmel holding, and we'll see now. I think they're going to have some new numbers in there on their offensive line.
Yeah, and Crowder's made so many great plays this year, and that time I think he was trying to run before he got the ball, but Carmel, again, that speed, they're closing down so fast, Joe, with those open receivers, those windows close so fast.
So we'll get out the roster now as we look at some new numbers in there, I believe. I don't think that's Vic Tripp still in there. We'll check it in a moment. They will hand the ball off and a run to the left side. Nothing there, right back to the line of scrimmage. And the new quarterback in there is number 13, Jake McDonald. He is a sophomore, 6'1", 157. 7 of 23 through the air for 70 yards. He's also have 9 carries for 45 yards.
He's only 160 pounds, and they're hoping in the offseason to get him in the weight room and see if they can't get him up to 175 or 180 so he can start next year.
We'll check the running back. They'll hand the ball off to him, and that's a run to the left side off tackle. And again, they fight their way up to just about the 45-yard line. So McDonald in there at quarterback.
Anderson on the tackle. R.J. Carpenter also.
R.J. Carpenter got in on the stop.
And Jerome Hazel, that time, the junior running back, number 33, got to carry, Joe. So they're going to want to run Hazel and get the sophomore quarterback some snaps. So how valuable is that to get some playing time in a regional game?
3rd down and 6 as they try to get just across midfield to convert. McDonald out of the shotgun formation now. Play clock at 12. And waits for the snap. McDonald drops the throw. Looking, throws right side. He's got a catch made. They've got a first down at the 45-yard line. So doesn't matter who's in there right now for Carmel. They still execute as the catch is made by Nathan Melkai.
Yeah, and Melkai comes in 6'2", 220, a senior. He plays behind the 6'7" Rafadell, the tight end. So Melkai gets a catch. Not too many catches on the season. You know, Carmel playing the second string, but second string looks pretty efficient, Joe.
Hazel stays in as the running back. They're offset with an eye to the right side. Also split to the wide side, Marcus Perkins. He had a big catch earlier in the ball game. 1st and 10. Now a little motion right to left behind the line of scrimmage to the wide side. They'll run the ball with Hazel again, trying to follow that lead block.
Fumble.
And did the ball pop free? Homestead thinks they've got it, and they do it at their own 38-yard line.
So Hazel coughs up the football. Good defense for Homestead to jump on it. So another chance for the offense to go down and get some points here.
Still 8:40 remaining in regulation. Carmel scored the first 41 points of the night. They led 27-0 at halftime. And finally, the Spartans manage a Kazai touchdown pass to Watson, Jonah Watson. Good for 21 yards and a score. Now Kazai back in there. Read option, does hand the ball off. A little running room up the middle as they run for a first down all the way up to midfield. And that's Presley, the freshman running back.
Yeah, good-looking player. And it's a final over at Zollner. Bishop Dwenger 24, Leo 22.
Wow.
So Dwenger hangs on and wins the sectional championship. And what an effort by Leo. But Dwenger, a team that lost the first game of the season to Bishop Lures, and probably the most improved team in the area, will go on the regional, probably against a very good Plymouth team. So
yeah, probably
Dwenger,
on the road too.
Yeah, Dwenger gets the job done, and Snyder stretched out their lead against Concord. Snyder 34, Concord 14, heading into the fourth.
Kazai looking and looks, and here's a run to the left side. Boy, that wall right there at midfield.
Wow, what a hit. I mean, I love Presley, the way Presley runs the football, but that was a big-time hit for Carmel that time. Nick Fox, the senior safety, 5'10", 195, just puts the pads on Presley that time. But look at Presley, Joe, only a freshman. He looks big out there too, doesn't he?
Got a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. By the way, Garrett Drysdale now in at quarterback for the Spartans. Presley stays in as the running back. This might be the look of next year for the Homestead Spartans. They'll give it to Presley again. Off tackle, run to the left side. He's got a first down, angling out of bounds. Inside the 40, down to about the 37, maybe the 36.
5'9", 160, but he looks bigger than that, Joe. Only a freshman. And I tell you what, between Cameron Shannon and Dominique Presley, wow. Wow. Homestead's got some real talent coming up.
They'll spot that ball at the Greyhound 36-yard line.
Excuse me, Jordan Presley.
Jordan Presley.
Yeah. But, you know, Kazai's a junior. You know, Terrell's a junior. So they've got some good underclassmen.
By the way, Joe, Skronik is back in. That's good news. He's in there wide to the right side. His last game, and he's going to tough it out. Drysdale now drops back to want to hand the ball off. Nobody was there, and he's got to run. Though he was like a deer in headlights there for a moment. Was he going to pitch the ball, or I think he was trying to hand it off? But Presley froze back there. He says, "No, I'll let you, young fella, you take the ball." And he'll get the ball for a gain of about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, and Garrett's a senior, and he's happy to get some snaps. But might be second stringers out there, but they still chase you. Let me tell you. Sometimes the second stringers are just as hungry.
Second down and 9. Spotted at the 35-yard line. Drysdale pitches the ball. Presley trying to work to the left side. Little stop and go move, and boy, he gets hit from behind, but that propels him forward for a gain of about 7 or 8 yards.
And you can see, you know, with Kazai coming, he'll be a senior next year, and Presley, you can see the backfield's going to set up real nice for Homestead next year.
That is good for a first down. Now I believe Skronik has checked out of the ball game. Clock is running. It'll run inside of 6 minutes before this snap of the football. So now Homestead brings in some new numbers as well here in the late going, trailing at 41-7. A lot of misdirection. A counter run to the right side inside the 25, a gain to the 24.
Just pushing the ball down the field, trying to get some more points. Had a good season, though, Joe. I mean, I really thought the victory over Bishop Lures really created a lot of confidence, and they seemed to really peak as they hit the playoffs. So, got the big win over Lures, avenged the loss to Carroll, which they hadn't beaten Carroll in 5 times. So, a good, successful season for Homestead.
Watson in motion again. They'll hand the ball to him on a sweep to the right side, in and out move, and he cuts it back and angles out of bounds inside the 20 down to the 18. You talk about how this season started. Remember, Homestead went 0-3 in their home games to start the year and finished 3-3, so they won their final 3 ball games here at home, part of that 8-3 season that'll end here tonight on the short end of this 41-7 score.
Yeah, ran into that buzzsaw as Dwanger got hit up, then got Snyder after Dwanger beat on him, and then lost a tough game to Carroll. So
Drysdale hands it off, and here's a curl play up the middle once again to Presley, trying to fight his way inside the 15, gets it down to about the 13, has got another first down.
Yeah, good-looking drive here. So it's going to be interesting, Joe. You know, we look around. Dwanger hangs on, and Woodland hangs on. Belmont's very impressive with their victory, and Snyder's rolling. So we're going to end up with Snyder, Dwanger, Belmont, and Woodland in this area.
Motion right to left. Phipps Harris gets the handoff on a sweep, looking for a block. Got it at the 10. He's still run out of bounds near side, short of the 5. Think he was hit back around the 7. That'll be a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. Maybe another. Well, they're going to mark him with a gain of about 6.
Yeah, it'd be nice if Homestead could put another one in the end zone here.
For the young guys, too, especially.
You know, Homestead got a great turnout with their fans tonight. And tomorrow, you know, their band, tomorrow's the state finals for the band. So it's funny because the top 2 get rings. And Homestead and Carmel are kind of fighting for that second spot behind Avon. Avon's the New England Patriots of bands. But
the old NHC battles never end. The ball's free. Presley could not find the handle, and Carmel, I believe, has got it back at their own 8 or 9 yard line, and that will end that.
Yeah, you hate that because Presley ran so hard down the field getting those yards, and you hate to see them.
Homestead, they're going to roll. They got the ball back. Let's see who's getting up off the bottom of the pile. I believe that is Drew Urhammer.
Okay, then Urhammer has the strongest hands out there right now because he didn't have that ball going into the pile, so Urhammer is the UFC champion of that one to get that football back. Usually the toughest guy gets the ball at the bottom of the pile.
It's whoever comes up at the end with the ball, not at the beginning. It is at the 9. So it will be third down. Third down and goal, I believe. Boy, I tell you what, somebody has been ejected, I believe. Gary Hamilton heard something.
Well, the question is, who was it? Is
It's
it
on
a
the
player?
Carmel sideline.
Is it a player or a coach? Because I wonder if that's going to impact next week.
Jim Hebert is over talking to Gary Hamilton, our referee.
And that's what you don't want. You know, it's 41-7. You want to get ready for probably the trip to Penn next week, and you don't want to lose anybody for next week.
Now, was that a coach?
It looked like maybe it was a coach, I'm thinking. I'm watching.
Don't see anybody moving, but I tell you what, Gary Hamilton made a move like you are out of here. Now Drysdale wants to throw, looks, pulls it down, throws back left side, dive for it, and that may have been intercepted. It was. So was that Leach coming up with the ball?
Yeah, it was.
So it'll be a pick. Leach in the end zone's got it back. That'll take away the chance at a Homestead score. It'll remain 41-7, and we'll step out with a brief timeout here. 3:31 still on the clock, and this is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports, 12:50 The Ticket.
You're a super fan who will tailgate anywhere. The pros? Check. College? Check. Your 8-year-old's Pee-wee game? Big time. And to prepare for this ritual, you head to Meijer for freshly prepared food and licensed team apparel. Proudly display allegiance to your favorite team with our licensed short and long sleeve tees, hoodies, hats, and jerseys. Plus, load up on fresh meats, snacks, and drinks. So don't just tailgate. Tail later at Meijer.
Brought to you by Meijer. Meijer is proud to support IHSAA football. And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
New running back in there for Carmel, C.J. Williams in there, taking some, getting some reps, and he'll gain about 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 with just over 3 minutes remaining in regulation.
And Concord scored, so it's 34-21. Snyder in the 4th quarter, so hopefully Snyder will be able to hang on up in Concord.
Jake McDonald in there, a sophomore 6'1" quarterback now in relief of Vic Tripp. They'll run the ball once again, and here's a sweep to the left side, and again they have some success with a gain all the way out close to the 30-yard line, again by that young man C.J. Williams.
One other update, Culver had Garrett under control, but Garrett's battled back. They're in the 4th quarter. Culver 23, Garrett 21.
Wow, that is a big comeback by the Railroaders.
For the Railroaders. So that's a team that's overachieved this year, and they're trying to make one more run in that sectional championship.
3rd down and 3 for the Greyhounds, and boy, that one looked ugly on the snap, but here is McDonald, curls around the left corner, has got a 1st down. That looked like there was a problem, like too many men in motion, but see no penalty flags thrown.
Now, and it was just slow with McDonald on the ride of the tailback that time, but they like McDonald. McDonald's a sophomore. He's a good athlete. He's going to have to put some muscle on his frame. As we say in football, you got to build your armor up, but he should be the starter next year for Carmel.
Gets a 1st down for the Greyhounds, keeps the clock moving with 2:24 to play. Trying to run wide to the right side. Here's Williams, and runs into some trouble at the 37. They'll give him maybe another yard up on forward progress to the 38, but that will keep the clock moving, and it'll run inside of 2 minutes before this snap of the football. Williams running off and high stepping, and so let's see what they're going to do now with under 2 minutes remaining. Got yet a new running back in there. Have not been able to get the number yet. McDonald sets up out of the pistol, offset eye to the left side. Looks to hand the ball off deep, and there's a quick blast play. That good for a 1st down across the 43 to the 45-yard line.
Good-looking Carmel team. I think it'll probably be Penn next week. I don't think Penn's going to beat Carmel. I think you're going to have Carmel against either Cathedral or Center Grove in the state championship, and that's worth driving down and buying a ticket to watch.
I think that's Jake Leach is back in there now. He's played all defense in the most of the ball game. It is their running back now, and about the 4th or 5th running back they've had back there tonight. Under 90 seconds remaining. McDonald long count from the line of scrimmage, hands it off, and Leach hits the whole left side and runs for close to another 1st down into Homestead territory, down to the 44-yard line.
Just seems like every guy that gets off the bus is about 5'9", 180, and they all can run, can't they?
That's Will Schmidt, by the way. It's 21, not 2. Will Schmidt in there is the running back, but they all are the same, Joe.
Wow. Could he run? I mean, did you see him picking them up and putting them down? And he's got to be, what, the 4th string or the 5th string? And he's built just like Watkins, isn't he?
5,000 kids there at Carmel High School. You know, they
a few to choose from, huh?
And think about the talent that doesn't make these teams.
I know. It really makes you wonder. 5,000 kids. Wow.
They'll run again. First and now they take the victory formation. McDonald takes a knee with under 1 minute remaining. And Carmel, impressive performance here tonight. Homestead, you talked about it, Joe. One of the keys, they had to come out strong. They had to come out quick. And instead, it was the Tobias Watkins show in that first quarter. They just ran roughshod over the Homestead Spartans, and they'll win this ball game in commanding fashion here tonight by a final score of 41-7. We're running down the final seconds of the ball game. Carmel will advance. Will they go to Penn, or will they face Maryville? If Penn wins, that game will be at Penn next to Friday night, or they would host Maryville. And meanwhile, we'll look to see how the other games shake out as well. But here tonight, Carmel impressive as they win by a final score of 41-7. And the Greyhounds now will take their record to 10-2. Homestead, their season ends and a final record of 8-4. We're coming back with our post-game presentation. We'll take a 3-minute timeout, and we'll be back with more. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Behind the scenes of the making of a great play area.
I'm envisioning something really spectacular, something over the top. Let's draw up some plans.
Yes, JP.
Right away, JP. Excellent idea. Bold move, JP. We'll get right on.
I see a large fort with a giant cannon to slide down. Let's make it historic. Tie it in with the history of Fort Wayne. And we gotta have it soft so kids of all ages can play. Let's have those blueprints on my desk by Monday morning.
Jefferson Point and Lutheran Children's Hospital ER presents Fort Wayne's largest indoor soft play area. Parents can relax while the kids explore a fort, slide down a cannon, and crawl through the 16-foot cherry blossom tree. Over 2,000 square feet of indoor play area, the largest retail play area in the state of Indiana. Bring the kids and enjoy the fun at Jefferson Point. For details, go to jeffersonshopping.com.
There's so much it's where you want to be. Jefferson Point, Jefferson Point.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're an aspiring pro or a recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
Satisfied with your bank? Have you considered a credit union? Midwest America offers about any service you need. The convenience of free mobile banking, debit cards, ATMs, free online banking and bill payer, competitive loans, mortgages, and more. Deposits insured to $500,000. Hey, consider this an invitation. Your next bank should be a credit union. Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Every day, Fast Signs helps businesses like yours with their visual communications. We ask the right questions, recommend smart solutions, and help you build your business. Our knowledgeable consultants uncover your communication challenges and provide visible solutions. At Fast Signs, we're innovators, planners, and designers. We're more than fast, more than signs, and we're more than ready to help. Contact Fast Signs today.
Text the word Fast Signs to 90407 to receive sales and discounts. Where do savvy sports fans in the Summit City go when they need to know more than just the score? It's an easy choice. No other media outlet covers the local sports scene like the Journal-Gazette. You get 7 days sideline coverage from the area's most experienced and knowledgeable sports staff. It's a commitment to Fort Wayne that the Journal-Gazette takes very seriously. When you need to know the story behind the story, nobody delivers the goods each morning like the Journal-Gazette. And even when you're on the go, you can still catch up on the latest sports news online at www.journalgazette.net or from your mobile device at www.jgmobile.net. Start your sports day right, every day, 7 days a week with the Journal-Gazette. Let's
get back to the stadium with more IHS AA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Teams congratulating one another as this one goes in the books as a Carmel triumph here tonight, 41-7, the final score with Joe Walburn. Welcome back, our Walburn Financial Management postgame show. And tell you what, Carmel pretty impressive here tonight, Joe, running the football, and they didn't even need a passing game. No. And that really to set the tempo of the way this game started. They just rode the running of Tobias Watkins, and it was really just a lecture in what a team can do when they can command the line of scrimmage and open up holes.
Yeah, very businessman-like approach. I watched them get off the bus. I watched them warm up. Very little talking. Did not talk. Did not screw around. Did not laugh, joke around. Very businessman-like approach. Very precise in their warm-ups, and you just felt like they were ready to play. And the way they came out and ran the football, we knew Watkins was going to be trouble for Homestead with his size, and we heard good things about him. But he dominated this game. He had over 200 yards rushing, Joe. So, I mean, Carmel was over 300 yards in the ground. I mean, they dominated this game, and they dominated at the point of attack with their physicality. Homestead had no answer tonight for that.
Well, as we mentioned, Tobias Watkins just had his way running the football to start of the ball game and finished things off with a lead touchdown at the 6:47 mark of the opening quarter. Nick Stacy would add the extra point. Quickly was a 7-0 Carmel lead, and Watkins would then scamper 23 yards into the end zone at the 10:42 mark. The extra point was no good, but still, nonetheless, Greyhounds were up at 13-0 here on the road. Then it would be Michael Wittrup on a quarterback draw. He would run 14 yards into the end zone at the 6:23 mark. Extra point by a young lady, Samantha Estes, you told me. Came out, she wears number 1, the same as Nick Stacy's number, but she converted the extra point to make it 20-10, or 20-0, I should say, at that point. Then an interception would give Carmel the ball back to the 37-yard line. That would set up a Stephen Watts backpedaling run into the end zone with 1:01 remaining. His touchdown run from 4 yards out would put Carmel into the halftime dressing room. Stacy with the extra point. The lead was 27-0. Carmel not done, though, in the second half. Sweep to the left side by Jalen Walker from 13 yards out at the 9:16 mark. 34-0 in favor of Carmel. And then after a missed 41-yard field goal, nonetheless, Carmel would get the ball back. They were on the board before the end of the third quarter with just under a minute remaining. It would be Watts again from 2 yards out, running into the end zone. His second touchdown run of the night. 41-0 at that point. Finally, Homestead would get a little consolation with 11:46 remaining in the ball game. It would be Kazai hitting Jonah Watson on a crossing pattern. He would leg it out the final 10 yards into the left corner of the end zone. In fact, just did break the plane of the goal, reaching across the goal for the touchdown. 21 yards, and Nepper would come on to add the extra point, and that would be it as far as scoring here tonight in this 41-7 final. So Homestead, their season done at 8-4. Carmel advances, and will they play Penn? Will they go to Penn, or will they host Maryville? That'll be the matchup next week for the Greyhounds. They're now 10-2, and they'll be a tough handful for any team to try to stop.
It's probably going to be Penn. They're going to have to make the trip up there, but I don't think Penn has the answer for Carmel. So you're probably going to see Carmel against either Cathedral or Center Grove in the state championship. And if it is Center Grove, it'll be a rematch of the only game that Carmel lost in Indiana. Not talking about Cincinnati LaSalle, but in our area, Snyder has scored again, 41-21. Snyder's going to pull through, win that 5A championship. So Snyder's going to be home next week against either South Bend Adams. It'll probably be Mishawaka Marion. So that'll be an option for us, but a big game, a regional game out at Spuller Stadium next week. And then Dwenger, I think Dwenger's probably going to be on the road at Plymouth, but how about Dwenger holding off a scrappy Leo team? And Leo gave them the fight of their life tonight. And then how about Woodland? You know, maybe one of the more surprise teams. They hadn't won a sectional, if I'm not mistaken, since 1981. So my Lord, Woodland steps up in 2A. I think they're going to be on the road too. And then in 3A, probably the surprise of the night to me I was shocked how well Belmont handled Bishop Luers, Joe. I know Luers has had a lot of injuries this year, but Luers really typically with the playoff history, and they can line up so many athletes. I'm surprised Woodland handled them, and maybe Woodland's better than what a lot of us thought.
Belmont kind of reminds me of Dwenger.
Belmont
kind of reminds me of Dwenger. It seems like the longer the season has gone, the better the Braves get.
They have, and that Belmont-Leo East Noble triangle that shared that conference championship, I kind of felt like maybe Leo and East Noble were the better teams. Now Leo proved tonight, giving Dwenger, you know, their toughest push since Snyder, but man, Belmont really rose up and handled Luers, and so it's exciting. So we have Snyder, Dwenger, Belmont, and Woodland left in the 4 area teams.
And maybe AC if you want to throw them into the mix
Adams
as
Central
well.
was ahead late at Monroe, and last score we had with the Garrett-Culver game, that game was 23-21, so, you know, maybe we're not done yet with area teams with Garrett and Adams Central.
One final comment. You talked at the beginning of the ball game in the Elite 8. We're coming into regional play tonight in the 6A tournament, and, you know, Homestead was the only unranked team, but the other teams that were in there, Joe, you just kind of throw the names in a hat.
Oh my gosh!
Any of those teams can go on and win a state championship.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 in the Sargon rating. So I mean, my gosh, we're sitting here talking about Carmel's not going to have a problem with Penn. I mean, one of the most historic programs. And how about that game up in Northwest Indiana, Penn and Merrillville tonight? You talk about a physical game there. And then Avon's been 9-2. My gosh, they get Cathedral tonight. How do you handle Cathedral? And then Center Grove and Warren Central. And you heard Carmel say they were hoping Warren Central would take out Center Grove. So I'm telling you, that's worth making a trip after Thanksgiving to go down and watch some football. I mean, that's big-time high school football. It's almost like small college football, Joe.
Well, talk about Penn. We saw them here against Snyder last year, and they're like a college football program. They come in by charter buses. They come out 2 hours before the game. They go to their position coaches before the game. They're methodical. They're precise. They're well-coached, disciplined. That's going to be a great matchup next week if they did beat Merrillville tonight between Carmel and Penn, if it happens.
Yeah, and they've had some historic games, and traditionally the state championship with the big schools goes through Carmel or Penn. So a lot of those heavyweights now line up next week to do battle. And I'm also hoping Cathedral and Center Grove play next week, because that'd be a heck of a game too. But also, we're going to have some great games in the area. But it's interesting. Now we're down to Snyder, Dwenger. Okay, we kind of maybe expected that. Dwenger's gotten so much better, but did you expect we'd be down to Woodland and Belmont?
Kind of a surprise there.
That is a surprise.
We will see. We don't know where we'll be next Friday night, if anywhere, so we'll see how things shake out, and we'll let you know, like our usual process, through promotional mentions all week long, beginning probably Monday or Tuesday on Fox Sports. But here tonight, we know that Homestead just ran into a buzzsaw. Their season ends as they're on the short end of a 41-7 victory posted by the Carmel Greyhounds. That's going to wrap things up here tonight from Dave Walters Memorial Stadium. Special thanks to our studio producer. His name was Patrick the Prince Plumber. For Joe Auburn, I'm Joe Parson. And so long, everybody, and thanks so very much for listening.
Did you know the IRS tax code now consists of nearly 80,000 pages of rules and regulations? It's enough to make you cry. But now there's real affordable help right here in Fort Wayne. Auburn Financial Management, a firm that cuts right through the legalese, working hard for you, providing external solutions to bookkeeping and tax problems. Auburn Financial Management, taking flawless care of all your personal reporting, P&L, or even individual tax requirements. Give them a call, 260-459-2240. You'll sleep better at night being assured everything's taken care of. Auburn Financial Management.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're an aspiring pro or recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
McDonald's knows that not all deals are good.
I mean, what is that?
It's called an umbrella. It's an umbrella for dudes. Comes with 6 different attachments. Flashlight, crowbar, stapler.
You paid money for that?
I did.
Here's a great deal that's real. Kick up your morning with our new chorizo burritos. Zesty chicken chorizo, scrambled eggs, peppers, onions, and melty cheese in a flour tortilla. Get 2 chorizo burritos for just $3 at McDonald's. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Price of single item post on menu board.
The market goes up, the market goes down. And if you're a typical investor, you may be playing games, trying to guess correctly when to buy, when to sell. That can be expensive and exhausting. Well, what if there was a local company with tons of investment experience to help you take some of the guesswork and worry out of investing? The name is Stifel, specializing in individual portfolio management. Stifel can help reduce the risk and worry of investing, building you a portfolio of quality, performing stocks and bonds. Give Stifel a call at 260-459-3989.
So, that's the word you expect to hear when selling a home. And Rick Whitman from Century 21 Bradley can give you and your family the advice, expertise, and satisfaction to fit your needs when buying or selling a home. With Rick Whitman's nearly 40 years of can-do experience, you'll find an effective method to accomplish your goals. Select the proper loan and feel the comfort of your new home. When you think real estate, think Rick Whitman at Century 21 Bradley. Call 260-704-6565. Be sure to ask for Rick.
Missed a great high school game recently? Or simply want to revisit that game-changing electric sleigh that turned everything all around? Well, now there's a great new opportunity to do just that. Catch all the exciting action of our live radio broadcast simply by visiting SummitCitySports.com after our game broadcast. Plus, many other high school sports highlights to choose from as well. It's all new and available now at SummitCitySports.com. You've been listening to IHS AA Football, presented by Parkview Sports Medicine, a winning combination with the IHS AA, and by Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket. Proud sponsors of tonight's game also include Meyer, proud supporters of youth sports, Momper Insulation with over 40 years of quality professional insulation, Walburn Financial Management, providing affordable solutions to bookkeeping and tax problems, Midwest America Credit Union, altogether better. Signature style rings. Enhance the self-esteem of your student athlete. Jefferson Point, shopping with a special point of view. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Aaron Chiropractic, specializing in spinal health. Stifel, a firm of choice. Tom Steele Tire Service, building trust with customers for over 30 years. And with special promotional consideration by the Fort Wayne Journal-Gazette. Nobody delivers the goods each morning like the Journal-Gazette.